Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Lexiot's here. It is Friday. Can you hear me? Yeah, you can hear me. And we have a Friday Freakout. I've called an audible and switched the show today to the announcement that happened at 2 a.m. last night. It's being reported by CBC's uh, Shireen Ahmed that Toronto has been awarded a WNBA franchise in the middle of the night. Why is this like Kawhi Leonard announcing he's going to the Clippers, that they're announcing it at 2 a.m.? Although this isn't the official announcement, basically what happened is it's going to happen, but they'll do the official announcement on the 23rd of May, apparently. But yeah, all signs are pointing to, we knew this was inevitable. I'm going to say it was Edmonton. Now, last year, the Toronto game for sure, selling out and all the merchandise getting sold out, that was huge. And that was what we should have gotten it, but then MLSC rejected it. Idiots. So Larry Tannenbaum, being a maverick and a rogue, goes and makes his other group, Kilmer Group, get together, and Teresa Resch leaves the Raptors as an executive vice president to go become the GM of the team for the WNBA. Now, last weekend, they had a WNBA game in Edmonton, and Edmonton showed out. And I have to give you guys so much credit out west for coming and supporting the WNBA in such an overwhelming way that it was a slam dunk, that this happened last night. This is a big part of it, that we had two WNBA games in Canada ever, and both of them are sellouts. What does that message tell the WNBA? That this country wants the WNBA in it. And well, we're going to get it. As of last night, it's not totally official, but there are sources saying that it is happening and that we will have a WNBA team in 2026. So not this season, not next season, but the season after. There will be a Toronto WNBA team as the 14th franchise in that league. And good job. Good job. This is a celebration. I'm freaking out because I'm excited about this. We've got our WNBA draft on Sunday morning. To all the people that are in that draft, well, let's get studying because we need to know who these players are because there's going to be an expansion draft in a couple years. And we might need to know who some of these people are, whether we want them on our team or not. So it's time to get to know the WNBA. It's not official yet, but Toronto is the 14th franchise at it. I knew this was going to happen. Don't ever doubt Lex. Lex is going to tell you, I'm telling you, we're going to get that team. Golden State got the 13th franchise. Well, we got the 14th, and I knew we would. I knew we would. Thank you, Edmonton. Thank you so much, Edmonton, for showing up. And the whole country of Canada is going to love this WNBA team, and it's going to be such a huge, huge, great addition to that league. Trust me. You guys are going to get more prestigious because it's more international. It's the perfect time to expand internationally with the huge amount of attention that people like Caitlin Clark are bringing towards women's basketball right now. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, what a great morning. I woke up and my dad's like, hey, they got the WNBA team. I'm like, what? My dad just scooped me. He came in and told me, he's like, yeah, they announced it last night, 2 a.m. He got up real early. He's like telling me when I woke up. And I was like, whoa, wait a second. He freaked me out. He says like, oh crap, I got to get to work quick because I got to go on live and understand what's happening. Yeah, I was going to freak out on Reggie Miller. I still will, y'all. Don't worry. I'm going to still freak out on Reggie Miller. But this supersedes this. Forget about Reggie Miller, whatever. This is huge. This is amazing. And I'm so proud of Larry Tannenbaum, Teresa Resch, the Kilmer Group, and the WNBA for making this decision. It's going to be a great, great thing. Trust me. And I'm going to be so happy to have basketball to watch and go over with you guys during the summer. Yeah. It's been announced that they will be playing at Coca-Cola Coliseum, otherwise known as Ricoh Coliseum, down at the Exhibition Fairgrounds at the very end of the Bathurst streetcar loop. So if you want to know where that is, well, yeah, you maybe been down there before. It's where the PWHL team for Toronto plays. It's also where the Marlies play. It's also where they have various smaller concerts and WWE at sometimes. So yeah, the WNBA will be playing at the CNE Fairgrounds at the Coca-Cola Coliseum, otherwise known as Ricoh Coliseum from back in the day. I knew it. I called that too. I said last week, I was like, they're going to be playing at Ricoh. Yeah, it's all lining up nice. And good job, Teresa and Larry. Oh, I'm so happy about this. This is a joyous Friday freak out. Freaking out because the WNBA is coming to Toronto, y'all. Yeah. All right, let's get in the comments with you guys. David's saying, good morning, freaks and freakettes. Well, let's just get it out. Good morning, Raptor freaks. That's right. Freaks of all creeds and everybody. We're all just freaks. Come on, David. There is no delineation. We're all just Raptor freaks. That's right. David's saying, my plants are getting delivered from Ontario native plants today. I'm pumped. Yeah, I love that. I love that, David. I want to know what kind of plants you're getting and stuff. Maybe I'll call you and see what's going on with you. I have to fill the trench today. Yeah, we got the inspector to come and we got the electricity hooked up to the new studio. And now I got to fill that ditch. So that's my job when I get off here, filling up the ditch full of soil that I dug the other day. So yeah, that's my next job here. But yeah, I hope you get all your plants and they look real healthy and they're good specimens that you get from Ontario native plants. Yeah, that's awesome, David. I love it. I love it. I love it. Grow. David's saying also, I don't recall what Reggie said about OG, but I always liked Reggie as a player. He was fun to watch. All right, this is what Reggie said. He's in a lot of trouble this week, honestly. He's been getting crap from New York like crazy. Josh Hart went over to him and gave him a big FU to his face for the past Knicks that he played against and the fans of the New York Knickerbockers. I love it. That's fantastic. In some ways, Reggie deserves that. He really does. Kendrick Perkins, very, very critical of Reggie Miller about making it all about himself this week and when he's broadcasting for this series. In some ways, we get it. You have history in this series. You have a lot of talking to talk about. We get it. You've owned Madison Square Gardens at times, Reggie Miller's, in your past. Yeah, you had big games there. I know. But the thing that is bugging me right now is you don't realize that the Raptors have had big games there too in recent years. This is the thing that infuriates me. And this is what Monique knew I was going to freak out and go off about. And this is it exactly. And I'll go to our Facebook chat because inside it is what he said basically is, I have never seen OG Anunoby have an offensive game like this ever in his career. He only scored 28 points, guys. Reggie. You know what? Your bias of not paying attention to the Raptors is showing. I'm going to say this once again. To anybody who's paid to be on television to cover the NBA, do your fucking homework. Yeah, I'm going to say that. Now, I expect to call out people like Shaquille O'Neal and some of the talking heads that have a lot going on. Shaq has a lot of products he endorses. He has a lot of different projects going on in his life. Sometimes he can't pronounce people's names like OG Anunoby or Jonas Valanciunas. Sometimes Shaq has blind spots and he doesn't see certain things. There's a lot of former player analysts that are like this. But Reggie was always a cerebral kind of player, a smart player. And this disappoints me, bro. Seriously. Now, if 90-year-old Hubie Brown, who's covering the NBA right now, can have his shit down and be prepared and understand what's going on in the game right now, he kind of understands everything that's going on. I'll bet you Hubie Brown is very familiar with the Raptors' journey in the last few years because he actually studies the NBA and covers it and knows what the players are doing and knows where the levels they're at because he's good at his job. Now, Reggie, why did you not pay attention to the Raptors the last 5 years? We won a championship 5 years ago. That should have told you, well, I need to start paying attention to the Raptors more. They won a championship. The blind spot of not paying attention to the Raptors by U.S. media needs to stop because honestly, y'all look really dumb when you say stupid shit like what Reggie said. Listen, you don't understand, Reggie, that just like you owned Madison Square Garden once, OG has owned Madison Square Garden before he was a Knick. Yeah, we all know about Siakam's 50 and MSG. Yeah, you guys put that on blast, and well, it was a big deal. Not many people have scored 50 points as a visitor to the New York Knicks in their home arena. Well, I'm going to say this right now, Reggie. You should have been aware that OG Anunoby has come to Madison Square Garden and dropped 40 on them before. Now, wait a second, Reggie. 40 is way more than 28. Whoa, wait a second. Wait a second, Reggie. Were you not knowing that OG? Well, this is the problem. First of all, they pigeonholed OG into the idea that he's just a role player. Mikal Bridges, what an idiot. You play OG. You're a very similar player to OG. Will you call yourself a role player? Because in my eyes, y'all are the same player type. You call yourself a role player, Mikal Bridges? Because if OG Anunoby's a role player in your eyes, then you are too, motherfucker. That's what I say right there, Mikal Bridges. So what this perception that OG is just a role player is stupid. He never was just a role player. I always argued against that. And Reggie Miller thinking, oh, he's just a role player. How could he get 28 points? Y'all are stupid. You don't pay attention. You don't understand how good an offensive player OG has been this whole time. They don't understand this like we do as Raptor freaks. That OG puts all of his energy on the defensive side. If he has extra and the offensive side of things comes easy to him, he can light it up. He can go off. He can be a high percentage. He can get 40 points. But Reggie Miller doesn't know this. Reggie Miller probably makes six figures to cover the NBA, and he should know this because that's his goddamn job. I don't understand this. How do U.S. media types not understand certain things about Raptors? You just don't understand what they did before they came into the United States or something? It's so dumb. And you look stupid for it, Reggie. You look like you didn't do your homework. You look like you do not know the product called the NBA. And that's what I say to every single U.S. media analyst that blindly does not look at the Raptors in any kind of way. Well, we're going to surprise y'all over and over again with hidden gems. People decide, oh my gosh, I didn't understand Fred was such a good leader. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that Siakam was such a good scorer and so unstoppable. That's because y'all aren't paying attention to us the right way. I would say this. If you cover the NBA on a mainstream U.S. media outlet, you should stay in touch with all 30 teams to an extent. That's not that hard. There's only 30 teams in the league. And for each of the 30 teams, you should know at least 7 of the players on each team. You don't have to know all the bit players. You don't have to know all the two-ways. You don't have to know all the jabronis that are going to ride the pine all year. But you do need to know the 7 players of the core of each of all of the 30 teams. And NBA analysts, especially on the media U.S. side, y'all need to do your homework better because you're shitty at your job. And Reggie Miller, you may have been a good announcer about 10 years ago, but you're slipping. You're slipping. In some ways, I lose respect for somebody who just has a blind side. He does not see this? Well, then you're not informed. You're not the right person for the job. You're not the right person to be a talking head on the television screen covering NBA games if you don't do your work before the game. If you do not understand that OG Anunoby is more than a role player, that he has an offensive side that he can grow into and be more consistent with, you're not paying attention. And in some ways, you shouldn't be doing your job, especially since you're being such a homer for your team and you don't know what you're fucking talking about, apparently. So, yeah, that's my spiel on you, Reggie, you dumbass. I used to really like you, Reggie. But when I saw that comment, I was like, damn, Reggie's just like all those other U.S. media jabronis that does not pay attention to the Raptors and says something stupid out of pocket that doesn't make any sense. How many games has OG scored over 30 points in his career so far in the 6 years he's been playing the league? He's scored like over 30 points at least 20 or 30 times. So why the hell, if not more, why the hell are you so blind to this? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Do your job, Reggie Miller. Pay attention. Do your research. Do your homework. So you show up prepared when you call the game instead of regaling in your own bullshit from 25 years ago. Nobody gives a shit about that. Right now, it's the Knicks now versus the Pacers now. Yeah, you have that history. You have Charles Oakley and Larry Johnson down at the game, smiling real big at you as their team beat your team's ass. Reggie, I lose so much respect for you this week because you made a dumbass. And there's other reasons why other people are losing respect for you. A lot of New York fans really losing a lot of respect for you. A lot of people all over the place losing respect for Reggie Miller because he ain't doing his job right. Raptors fans losing respect for you because you don't pay attention to our team and understand that OG Anunoby is more than a role player. Idiot. Yeah, I lost respect for him, David. I used to love him too. As a player, I loved Reggie. In fact, I rooted for him against New York often. Yeah, but now he's showing a stupid side of him. So it's like, whatever, Reggie. If everybody's gonna pile on you and say you're a shitty announcer, I'll get in that train too. Because honestly, maybe you are lazier now. Maybe you're not doing your job right. And I would say this to anybody who's an aspiring media person, start paying attention to Toronto again, please. I know that you don't think you need to, but y'all need to. If you, the person that's going to pay attention to what's happening up here with barbecue will be more knowledgeable than the other dumbasses down there ignoring us. So if you want to be a better NBA media person, do your homework, study all 30 teams, know their top 7 players. And that's what I'm saying. Know how to say their names right, too. These men work really hard to get to this point in their lives. And you not being able to say Valanciunas is a real slap in the face. So I'm just going to say that. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. I'll rant on him some more, though. But that's basically it, David. He said, oh, I didn't know that OG was capable of scoring so much. You should have been watching some Toronto games at least once or twice in the last 5 years, you dumbass, Reggie Miller. There you go. There you go. Monique saying, think before you speak, Reggie. Shaking my head. Good morning, Rat Freak family. Good morning to you, Monique. And exactly right. Think before you speak, Reggie. Just like Monique said. I'm going to give Monique a dunk because she's right. He needs to think before he speaks and think about what you're saying. Like, go look at his career stats maybe before you make a dumbass comment like that. Go look at his career high. Go look at see the game that he killed the Knicks in their own arena years ago that probably was a catalyst for why Leon Rose said, we need to get OG Anunoby on this team because he came in here and kicked our ass when he was on the Raptors. Oh, my gosh, these idiots. Thank you, Mo, for bringing that story to me and letting me freak out on it on a Friday. That's right. All right, Mo's got some breaking news. DeVoe Joseph has signed with the Scarborough Shooting Stars, Corey's older brother, DeVoe. Yeah, I remember hearing about DeVoe Joseph when we did the Corey Joseph Classic Jurassic Tuesday Trivia, talking about his brother and him playing together on the same high school team when they were younger here in Toronto and tearing it up, the Joseph brothers. Well, this is cool. I like this. You posted that Jalen Harris is signed with another team who will not be on the Scarborough Shooting Stars this season. So I saw that also. Also great to see the broadcasting crews for the CEBL this summer, including Chuck Swirsky once again, Amy Audibert, and Bill Wennington coming up to cover CEBL games this summer. That's fantastic. Former Chicago Bull champion and Canadian player Bill Wennington coming home to Canada to call CEBL games this summer. Fantastic stuff. They got a good crew for it. Rod Black, Paul Jones, great talent covering the CEBL this summer. Fantastic to see. Bryce is here. Good morning, Lex and the Raptor Freaks. Good morning to you, Bryce Lawson, Kentucky Raptor Freak, holding it down for us in the stateside. Yeah, we love Bryce and always happy to see him in the chat. Randolph is here. Yes, Randolph Phillips. Good morning, beloved Raptor Freaks, most informative gang. Do not borrow from tomorrow's troubles. Sufficient are troubles of today. Find today's happiness. This is a fantastic word of wisdom from Randolph Phillips. And I talked about this with my folks the other night. You know, we can get all bent out of shape and worried about what possibly could go wrong. But it's just like putting something on layaway. Why would you do that if it's never going to happen that way? You could get all kinds of anxiety and weirdness and worry about an event coming up, but it could go absolutely perfect and smooth. And all of that built up anxiety from before the event was unnecessary. We've got to understand that we can drive the car in our lives much better than you think. And even if things go wrong or have tribulation, well, you just take a moment, reflect, and react smartly instead of quickly and like rashly. I just say that every problem has a solution. And often we think there's going to be problems ahead of time that don't actually happen. And we get ourselves all bent out of shape. So there's no reason to do this until you know what the issue is. Deal with it then. But don't think about issues happening for you before they happen. Let's just see how it goes. How about that? Yeah, I love that. Tomorrow we're doing a Saturday Share the Love Club special one for our Raptor Freaks, Randolph Phillips and Canadian Dana for their birthdays this weekend. Randolph's birthday is tomorrow and Dana's birthday is on Sunday. So we will be celebrating the birthdays of the Raptor Freaks tomorrow on the Saturday Share the Love Club. I hope you'll join us 9:30 a.m. On this note, with Randolph's speech here, I'm going to go check on Leo Routen's words of wisdom this morning. This is going to be a new segment, guys. We love you, Leo, as a voice of the Raptors. You're just an awesome guy. You've taught Canada basketball for decades now, and we appreciate you. And in some ways, you're teaching us how to live better also with your Twitter memes. So we're going to see what Leo's saying this morning. He's saying, good morning. Coffee is power. He's always giving the power to coffee. Have a fantastic Friday. Here's his words of wisdom, his life tips. You got this. Don't just move on from the people that hurt you. Move on from the version of you that gave people power over you. Wow. Leo is coming with some good stuff today. It's not only moving on from somebody who's toxic or somebody who wasn't good to be in your life, also figure out the mechanism in your personality or your lifestyle that allowed for that person to get in your life in the first place. And that way you can safeguard yourself from going through toxic cycles of going through new people in the same role. Ooh, Leo Routen's dropping that good wisdom. Recognize what's in you that needs a person like that around you. And then you can be autonomous and safe away from it because you understand the mechanics of it in your head so you can avoid it. It's brilliant. Awareness and perception is your best ally. And when you have issues going on in your life, being more perceptive and understanding the issues, you can deal with them and have solutions for them easier from understanding them. So great job, Randolph and Leo, for your words of wisdom today. I love it. I love it so much. Randolph saying, yes. So the CBC is reporting that Toronto will be getting a WNBA team. Our prayers are answered and the dream has come true. Yes, I know. We were sleeping last night. I didn't know I was dreaming about the WNBA happening today. But yeah, I woke up and the dream has been realized. Oh, so fantastic. Larry Tannenbaum knows good business. Teresa Resch, a very capable captain of the ship. And we are ready to see her step in a spot like Masai Ujiri and steer this WNBA franchise towards huge success in this league. In some ways, it's going to be fun to see if we can win some championships in the WNBA, y'all. Let's think about those chips. Yeah, those chips and dips in the WNBA. That's going to be fun, guys. Only 14 teams. There is a good chance you can win. That's half the teams, less than half the teams that are in the NBA. So in some ways, the WNBA Toronto team could be more successful than the Raptors even. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. I mean, if they are like the Aces and they come in gangbusters and they kick a lot of butt, well, look out. I have a feeling in some ways the WNBA head office probably wants the Toronto team to be strong and not be bad. I think that if Teresa's running it, it's going to be good. Trust me. Because the influence and the working with the Raptors over the years, she really knows her stuff, I'm sure. She really, really does. So it's going to be fun to see how this goes down. And hopefully the Toronto WNBA team has amazing success. And everybody just falls in love with the team. And they feel good about it because it's a winning team, a team that is a lot of fun to watch, and a team that's collecting rings. That's what I want to see. Yeah, our prayers have come through. All right, on this note, I'm going to do the Cosmic Classic Card of the Day. Mr. Trevor J., our Commissioner of Fun, is currently having fun in Japan, and he is away from the stream for a bit on vacation. So we will do this in his absence in honor of him. Commissioner Trevor J., here is the classic card of the day. You guys know how it works. Whoever will write in the full name of the person on the card will get 100 points added to the Raptor Freak Trivia score. And those numbers are going up, y'all. So keep on guessing and keep on getting those points. Smooth is getting up the ranks, and he will be in the top 5 soon if he continues to get these cards. So let's see. All right, let me see how I should show this card. Who is that? Oh, my gosh. These are getting harder, guys. This is crazy. Like, I didn't even know who this player is. I've never heard of him. So we'll see if you guys can get him. All right, here's the classic card of the day. I'm just going to put it right on the screen. He's a Sonic, and this is from 92-93. And this is just ridiculous, guys. Honestly, I'm going to give you guys clues on his name if you guys cannot guess it. So, all right. Whoever writes in the full name, just take a couple guesses first, and then I'll give you guys a clue after 3 guesses because it isn't going to be easy. And I know that you guys are on timers, so you gotta wait till you can write in. I know that's one of the problems with the classic card because there's a 60-second timer. So if you've written in already, you can't write in yet. Like, who is that? Were y'all watching the Seattle Supersonics and 92-93? Could you tell me who that is? Jim McElveen. That's a great guess, Smooth. That is a great guess, but it's not Jim. That is a fantastic guess, though. Yeah, that's a good guess. You guys want to see the back of the card? Let's see. Let's see. What does he look like? Yeah, that's what he looks like on the back of the card. It's a little bit hard. This may be the hardest one. Rod Derline? No, that's not right. One more guess, and I'll give you guys a clue. Rod Deline. No, I don't even know that name. I don't even know that name. This guy, let's see, let me get him up close. Let's see. How close can I get this guy's face to maybe get you guys? Bradley something. Cowboy thinks it's his namesake. Bradley something. That's me, guys. I played for the Sonics in 92, 93. Cowboy singing Neon Moon. I'm playing on the Sonics in another life. It's Bradley. Bradley's on the Sonics, guys. That's what it is. Steve something. Steve something. Yeah, Steve Scheffler. Could be Steve Scheffler. No. No. All right. Smooth has no idea. I know. I didn't even know who this guy is either. All right. So let me give you guys a couple clues. All right. His last name is the same last name as the most important Nick from the early 1980s before Patrick Ewing. So his last name is the same last name as the most important New York Knick from the early 80s after the champion Knicks. Who was the most important Knick between Walt Frazier and Patrick Ewing? That's what I'll say. His last name is that last name. And his first name is the same first name as one of the greatest impressionists in the history of comedy. This guy may be known as the greatest person who impersonated people ever. His first name is that, and his last name is the same last name as it. It's not David Wingate. It's not David Wingate. David Wingate went to Dunbar High School with Muggsy Bogues, and he is a man of color. So it's not David Wingate. Yeah, it's not Fierce. That Fiercey did not get it. Jim Frazier. That's crazy. Jim Frazier? No. Tim McCormick? No. That's a good guess, though. Full ass. That's definitely a good guess. Now think about the first name is one of the best impressionists ever. And I'm talking about like from the 70s. He's not a current guy. He's not anybody recent. This guy is known as the man of 1,000 voices. And he's a person that was a huge impact on Jim Carrey. It's not Jim Carrey. It's a guy who Jim Carrey looked up to when he was a kid. And also the last name is the same last name as the most important Nick from 1980 to 1985. So there you go. Yeah. Jim Carrey's favorite impersonator is the answer, guys. Yeah. David wants to see who it is. Look at him real close. This is a nobody. This is a guy who sat at the end of the bench and didn't play at all, guys. So I'm Dick Van Dyke. Dick Van Dyke? No, that's not who it is. Dick Van Dyke's not really an impressionist. We're talking about an impersonator, a guy who would get on TV and do like different impersonations of different people all in a row. Really, really good. Stephen Frazier. No. Jimmy Stewart. No. King is the last name. Kareem has gotten the last name. The last name of this guy is King. So there you go. He's half-assed it. He's got to figure out the first name. What is the first name of the most famous man of 1,000 voices from the 70s and 60s? Oh, okay. Kareem, put it together then. Kareem, you got it then. Put it together. Full ass this. Okay, Isaac's going to jump in and steal it like a vulture. It's Rich King, guys. Yeah, the impressionist is Rich Little. Rich Little did all the impressionists back in the day. And the last name was Bernard King's last name, of course. So Rich King is the name of the player. And Isaac just stuck in there and stole it from you guys. Isaac Campbell, the benevolent one, stealing it. Yeah. Where did you write it, Fiercey? You wrote James King, Fiercey. I don't see a Rich King on there. Where's Rich King? There's no Rich King. Where did you write Rich King? Oh, you did write it. She did write it way up there. Okay, I missed it. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have gone so far. So Fiercey did get it. Fiercey Salsera got it way up there. I did see it. Okay, Smooth said Fiercey got it. Yeah, that's right. It is Rich King, guys. Good job, Fiercey. Sorry I missed your comment earlier, but I will rectify it and say that you got it. Isaac did not steal it. Good job, Fiercey Salsera. All right, what a tough one. Like, who the hell remembers Rich King? Seriously. Like, seriously, this is like a long time ago. It's like 40 years ago. Look, his stat line is 1 year, and it may be like 3 games or something like that. That's insane. Yeah, that's insane. All right, let's get back into the comments. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. I love it. Tom Dookie is here. Whoa, just saw the stream change. We got the WNBA. Woohoo! It's a happy freak out. Let's go. Tommy, yeah, I had to be on my toes. You know, this is a much better thing to freak out about than dumbass Reggie Miller's comments about OG. You know, I'm mad at OG and Reggie for a totally different thing than most people are. A lot of people are mad at Reggie right now, but I'm just mad at him for not understanding that OG's more than a role player. Dumbass. Should have been watching Toronto. That's what I say to you, Reggie. Why did you not watch the Raptors? We're entertaining. Scotty Barnes is important in the league. You guys need to start paying attention to him. And all your stupid comments about our great Raptors have gone to other teams doing so well. And like, wow, these guys are so good. Where did they come from? Well, Toronto. And you haven't been watching them, you dumbasses. That's really what it is. Siakam, Van Vliet, Anunoby. These guys were awesome in Toronto. You just didn't pay attention to us. Your jabroni's not doing your job. That's right. Tom Duke has got that Vince Carter Raptor logo dunking it because the WNBA is coming to Toronto. Yeah, I love it. Monique saying congratulations to Teresa Resch. We knew it was coming, not this early, but the earlier the better. There you go. That's right, Mo. Dunk for you once again, Mo. And I love it. We are so happy. Teresa Resch is awesome. And we love you, Teresa. And we're going to give you a 56 dunks, Monique. You got 56 dunks now. Yeah, this is a huge thing. Kilmer Group successful in getting their bid. And in some ways, I wonder if this will open the door just a little bit for the Raptors to exit MLSE in any kind of way. Can Kilmer Group get so big that they could take the Raptors into Kilmer Group and save them from Bell and Rogers? I would love that outcome. Oh my gosh, please, Larry Tannenbaum. Please, Larry Tannenbaum. Save the Raptors from MLSE and Bell and Rogers. Please, Larry. Please do it, please. David saying psychic. Check. Thank you, David. Thank you. David said, my lifelong goal that I set for myself was to never give Rogers Canada another penny. I despise that company. Yeah, I'm with you on this. I'm trying not to give them any money either. Yeah, me too. I mean, if I go to a Blue Jays game, I guess I'm not doing that. Or a Raptors game, really. It's tough, David. You're going to have to give money to the Raptors, and by default, you're giving it to Rogers because of that. At least no cable bills, no phone bills. How about that? We'll go with that. Yeah. Blackhawk saying big up, David, Monique, Tom, Bryce, and Randolph. Big up to you, Neil, coming in here, Blackhawk. A great Raptor freak. We're going to give Neil a dunk this morning. Yeah, this is a happy day. A very, very happy day. You've got the Charles Oakley 34, Neil. I love it. How New York Nick of you to have that 34 Charles Oakley. Wearing that right now. Yeah, Smooth saying amazing news to wake up to. Toronto's getting a WNBA team. So happy. Yeah, this is fantastic. I'm excited about this. Screw you, Ted Rogers III. Screw you, a big F you to Ed Rogers III. Yeah, you try to stop this. You can't stop this. You can't stop women's basketball. You can't stop basketball from growing in Canada. Status quo elites in this country that are, what is this? Basketball is taking over. It's like Paul Jones said in a tweet yesterday. I love this. Paul Jones remembers back when we got the franchise for the Raptors in the early 90s. They didn't even have a name. And a lot of critics were coming out saying the Raptors will never succeed here. The NBA will never succeed in Canada. This is hockey country. And the NBA will never be successful here. They said that shit in 94. How's it turned out in the last 30 years, you naysayers? Well, some of these people are going to be saying the same crap right now about a WNBA franchise in Canada. Oh, it's going to fail. Nobody's going to watch women's basketball in Canada. You know, that's the same shit y'all said about the Raptors 30 years ago. And were you right then? No, you weren't. And Paul Jones is calling you out for it on the receipts on his Twitter right now. He's exactly right. So many naysayers said that Canada, it will fail. The NBA will fail. Basketball will fail in Canada. Did it? No. No, it did not. And in fact, it's been very successful. Very, very successful. And the WNBA will also. So every person out there, you're going to hear all kinds of dumbass comments about this because of this news today. You're going to hear all kinds of people saying, oh, it'll fail. Who's going to pay for that? Oh, the Raptors are going to have to pay for them to be alive. Oh, all this stupid shit. People that are misinformed and don't really know what they're talking about going to be saying. You go ahead and bet against Teresa Resch and Larry Tenenbaum and the Kilmer Group, you dumbasses. Yeah, you're going to see. They're going to be laughing with this, the money symbol, the greatest symbol in the NBA today. This will be coming towards them because of this business decision. And Ed Rogers III and the MLSE are going to be like, why did we not do this? We're idiots. We're so stupid. Boy, we're bad at business. Yeah, that's gonna be it right there. That's right. David's going woohoo, woohoo. See, David's not all mad now. He was so angry earlier this week. Now David's on cloud nine. He's got plants coming, and the WNBA is coming too. He's got things growing. That's right. That's right. And David's got his WNBA team. David, you're gonna get into the studying the stats for the draft on Sunday. I'm not gonna mess with the scoring settings. It's gonna be standard for the ESPN WNBA fantasy leagues, and I'm not gonna mess with it at all. So don't worry about me changing the scoring settings at the last minute. Go ahead and do your research if you get a chance in the next 2 days for our draft at 9:30 on Sunday morning. Y'all can watch it live on this channel. We're gonna do a live WNBA fantasy draft. It's gonna be very fun. G saying Teresa was not leaving that job unless they were confident they could get a WNBA team here. This is fire. You know, it's the kind of thing. It's like, look, even if she left and they were unsuccessful, you know, she could come right back. In some ways, she's had job offers from people like the Chicago Blackhawks in the last couple of years, and she turned them down. They wanted her to be the GM of the Blackhawks, y'all, and she decided to stay with the Raptors and Masai. So, I mean, she can get any job anywhere, but this is her pride and joy. This is what she wants to do. This is her little baby and egg to take care of and grow and have her thing. And I love it. I love that she really, really is a very staunch advocate for women in sports and getting more equalized in different ways. And this is her putting her money where her mouth is. And I'm telling you, Teresa Resch is a warrior, a winner, and a badass. And you're going to see a very well run WNBA franchise here in Toronto because she is in charge. Yeah, I'm excited about this so much. Yeah, David's saying, yeah. They said, dunk for everyone that comes in the stream today. Fuck it. I don't know how to do that. Fiercely saying, good morning, fam, and happy Friday. I like how Lex shifted from the negative to an amazing news to be freaked out about. I know. In some ways, I really am trying to be more like I'm saying, you know, I want to be a positive channel. And I know that I can get mired in anger or in like criticism or just being kind of downtrodden. No, we're trying to change things here. And that partly is stuff like the words of wisdom from people like Randolph and Trevor and Fiercey and different people. And also the words of wisdom from Leo Routens and just looking to the positives and creating a positive future for our team. Right now, our team is in a place of no line on the horizon. We do not know what's ahead. We can make our destiny in some ways. And a lot of people in Raptors Nation could be down on the barbecue project and thinking, well, I don't know if we're going to make the playoffs next year. There's going to be a lot of this kind of stuff. Well, I want to make a bright horizon coming up ahead for our team with Grady and Emmanuel and Scotty and Jakob and Kelly and RJ. So we can make our own destiny. If we want to make our world a dark dystopian place, it will become that. We want to make our place a nice, happy, sunshiny, harmonized paradise. We can do that too. So let's all put our energy towards positive thought and positive thinking and positive things happening for the Raptors because they're going to happen. Trust me, Scotty Wayne Barnes ain't going to have it any other way. So that's what I'm saying, y'all. We're going to change our mindsets. I know at times I've been negative. I've been in bad places in the last year. I'm not going to lie. This season was tough. And I've had a lot of issues going on personally that I've had to work through. But I'm ready with the new beginning out here and the new beginning of barbecue to get positive. And that's what we're doing now. We're going to get more and more positive on this channel no matter what. There we go. And that's right. I don't want to go after Reggie if I don't have to. If I have better news to talk about, like a very positive, happy announcement overnight last night, I will change up the script real quick. That's right, Fiercely. I love it too. I love it too. David said, haha, Reggie hasn't escaped anything yet. Lex will get him, I'm sure of it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. If you want me to pile on Reggie some more, I will. I will. Reggie, man, what the hell, bro? Seriously, you're better than this. You weren't a half-assed journalist before. I remember you used to know everything. You were very good. And now you're showing some blind spots. Come on, man. Don't be like this. Don't disrespect the Raptors like this. Seriously, we're a bona fide team. The era of Masai has been 10 years of excellence. We've stumbled recently. And y'all just want to act like this is our normal setting. No, that's bullshit. The normal setting for the Raptors is what was the 10 years of success with Masai, not the recent 3 out of 4 years of missing the playoffs and the Tampa season and all the kind of stuff we had been through. Listen, I will tell y'all once again, NBA experts and media, any other franchise in this league, if they had to go through the specific things that the Raptors have gotten to go through since this pandemic, they would be wrecks. They would be rebuild for like decades from now. No, we ain't like that. In fact, we don't even do a full rebuild. We do a retool. We do a reboot. And we come in to compete next year already because we don't have the normal kind of retool. We sent guys that are ready to play right now. Siakam and Anunoby to play teams that are ready to play right now. And we will be ready to play again very soon in the next year or two. Watch. As Masai said, we're not trying to do a 6-year rebuild. We're trying to do like a 2 or 3 year rebuild. So don't be shocked when barbecue gets positively in the wins column very, very quickly. Very, very quickly is what I'm saying right there. Yeah. Fiercely saying, speaking of Freakout, what was up with Luka's presser yesterday? Someone's moaning in the background. That was hilarious. I don't know. I didn't see it. I saw that Dallas did win last night. And that's interesting. Also, Cleveland. Good job, Cavs. Beating the Boston Celtics in game 2 on their home court. Well, that's what Miami did too in the first round. And in some ways, I love it. I love that so much. You know, Boston fans freak out. They get on a ledge after things like what happened last night. Good. I want y'all to be not so cocky, not so sure of yourself. Knocked off your pedestal a little bit there. Boston. Yeah. Did you get a little scared by Donovan and crew coming into the Boston arena, TD arena, and messing y'all up last night? Not just messing you up a little bit, but a lot. Bravo, Cleveland Cavaliers. Showed just how fake and propped up the Boston Celtics have been all year. Yeah, beat them. Put them out. I love that. Cavs, you go on then. I'll become a Cavs fan if y'all can beat the Boston Celtics in the second round. That's a beautiful thing. When I saw that score at the end of it, ooh, it was so good. My dad was beating me in Scrabble, but that didn't matter because the Celtics were losing to Cleveland. I'm disappointed the Thunder didn't win game 2, though. In some ways, look, this is once again the whole thing about this playoff. It's the young meeting the old. The youth of the OKC Thunder. It's got talent and all this stuff, but there are going to be blind spots and things that they do not experience ever before that will come in this playoff run, and that may hurt them and hinder them from going all the way. You're going up against Kyrie Irving. I will say this right now. Kyrie Irving is the most clutch, best closer in the league right now. Everybody in the league is behind him. I don't care. You give me any other name of any superstar in this league. Kyrie Irving is the guy who will take over a game and win it for you. I know because I've seen it regular times when he plays against the Raptors. He's done that to us on the Nets and the Mavs in the last 2 years. So that's the thing. You're going against that experience, that guy who's got a ring with Cleveland. And I'm saying that matters still. And Luka, he may be young, but he has a lot of playoff experience already for how old he is. So the playoff experience is on the Mavs side. And in some ways, the way they beat the Thunder last night is showing what I've been trying to say to y'all. That, yeah, just because you're young upstarts and you're coming up, well, you got to hit your head on your ceiling for that year. And you maybe your head goes up above and gets you Larry O'Brien, but most likely you're going to hit your head before you get there, and you're going to get a lesson before you get to go all the way. And that's just how the NBA is. It's been that way since the beginning. You can't just rise right from the top out of nowhere. Well, maybe the Raptors could, but a lot of teams can't do that. You got to take the stair steps to get up. Yeah. I don't know who was moaning in the background. Maybe it was somebody who's like, he's always moaning on the court about getting this, why and that. Maybe somebody was making fun of Luka during his presser. Is like trolling him. Oh, Luka's over there moaning on the microphone, so we're going to make some extra enhanced stereo moans behind him. David saying that. I just watched it, Fiercely. That is too funny. Maybe I should watch it real quick and just see it. Like, if y'all have the clip, I don't know, Tommy, if you find the clip, put it in the chat. I'll watch it live on here if it's really funny. Let's see. Fiercely saying, back on topic. Screw you, Reggie Miller, and thank you for reinforcing what we always knew. No shine nor attention to the players when they wear our uniform. Like Dana says, 2-finger salute. Let's go. There you go. From Dana and Fiercey and me. to you, Reggie Miller. Seriously, stop disrespecting us by not knowing us. The great Hubie Brown is 90 years old. He's got a lot to do in his life, I'm sure. And he still keeps up with the Raptors. He still understands who we are. Like, he does his job. He takes it professionally, Reggie. So take your job more professional and cover all 30 teams, at least 7 deep. That's just what I would give to any media person that's covering the NBA for any team. You could be just Matt Devlin. You should know the top 7 players on all 30 teams. I'm sorry. Even at the beginning of the season, just get the Beckett or whatever, the Street and Smith or whatever year preview annual that comes out, and just read it. Read the damn magazine in the airport while you're flying around somewhere and say, oh, the Raptors have Barrett now. Okay. Yeah, get familiar. Come on. Maybe even watch some highlights. We got that kind of technology now. Get on your little tablet, watch a little bit of highlights too. Maybe educate yourself. Reggie Miller. So you understand that OG Anunoby has had offensive games like the one in game 2 in other past times for the Raptors. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, it's so stupid. So stupid. Dana's here. Good morning. Let's go. And there's your salute, Reggie Miller. There's your salute from Dana, Fiercey, and myself. That's right. David saying, first time I've seen this occur at a presser. What, the moaning in the background? The NBA is such a weird place. We've got things getting thrown on the court. We got people making funny jokes. There's all kinds of weirdness going on around the NBA these days. So why not a moaning press conference? That just sounds right. Yeah, that just sounds right. G saying Larry Tenenbaum is the bomb. Yeah, I won't disagree. I love that man so much. I love the fact, like, he's such a badass. He made this plan with MLSE that he's going to step down in like a certain amount of years. And, well, he feels good. He's 79. And he doesn't feel like he's 79. He feels young still. He feels vital and very fresh. And he's like, I don't want to step down now, MLSE. Y'all going to have to fight me with lawyers to get me out. Because they want him to leave so that they can do the 50-50 split between Bell and Rogers, and Larry won't be the middleman in charge who has the power. Well, Larry's like, I'm not leaving. So you go, Larry Tenenbaum. You go with your Kilmer Group and get a WNBA team, and you go and you just be a thorn in the side of Bell and Rogers and MLSE in general. You go on. Long live Larry Tenenbaum, and long live him to be active and still not retired in what he's doing. Yeah, we love Larry so much. We share the love for Larry every single day. Larry, you got your Share the Love Club last year. Well, we're going to share the love for you every day, my guy. Yeah. Wayne's saying fantastic news for Toronto and the WNBA. That's a very important distinction to make by Sergeant Wayne's trainer. That it's very good for the WNBA as well as Toronto. It's good for basketball in Canada. It's good for women's sports in Canada. It's good for the city of Toronto. That's what we love about it all around. Good to see you, Wayne. Fiercely saying, more important and positive news, we got WNBA team coming. Best of luck to Teresa and her team. Yeah, this is going to be awesome, man. This is going to be so awesome. Doghouse is here. Good to see Doghouse. And you know what? Actually, guys, guess whose birthday it is today? This guy right here. It is the JYD's birthday today. Happy birthday, Jerome Williams. We love you, my guy. He is actually turning, let's see, he's turning 51 today, guys. 51 years old, JYD. Wow. 51 years of the Jogyard Dog. We love you. You guys, that's not the only birthday, though. But it's because the Doghouse is in here. We are barking for JYD on his 51st birthday. I love this little bobblehead of JYD. He's so awesome. I got JYD to sign a whole bunch of stuff for me. I have a signed jersey and a program by him. I think he tried to sign this bobblehead, but it's impossible to sign. I think he kind of tried to write something on the bottom. I don't know. But yeah, it's JYD's birthday. Also, happy birthday to Malachi Flynn, y'all. Yeah, I'm going to say happy birthday to Malachi. It is Malachi's birthday today, guys. Malachi is turning 26. So happy birthday to Malachi Flynn of the Detroit Pistons. Good job getting 50 this year, you former Raptor. I'm so happy saying that. Former Raptor, Malachi Flynn. Happy birthday. And also today, guys, happy birthday to Jeffrey Doughton Jr. Jeffrey Doughton Jr. is 28 today. So, yeah, he's older than Malachi. 28 for Jeff and 27 for Malachi. Same birthday. So, happy birthday, Jeffrey Doughton Jr., who's out of the playoffs now. And in Nick Nurse's little 76ers team over there. Yeah, Malachi, you're a Piston. And we love you, JYD. You're still a very beloved Raptors alumni that we really, really appreciate. And happy birthday. Raptor Freak Stream is on the ha. All right, let's see. Dog saying, yay, not a WNBA fan, but now I'll for sure check them out and support. There you go. See, this is it. This is how the growth happens. Doghouse is not a WNBA fan, but now that his city's got a team, well, he's got to get involved. He's got to check this out. He's got to see what's going on. We're going to throw down the gauntlet and get in there with Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, and the Las Vegas Aces. Yeah, we're going to go see the LA Sparks and see if they get the same kind of whistle that the Lakers do. It's going to be fun. I'm all about the WNBA, and I'm excited because, listen, if you're a basketball fan, the summer is long. It's a long off season, especially if your team don't make the playoffs like the Raptors did this year. So having the WNBA have some basketball in the middle of the summer is fantastic. And it'll be a lot of fun to go down to Coca-Cola Coliseum and see some WNBA games in the middle of the summer, and then just go across the street and go down to the lakeshore. Screw that mega spa bullshit that Doug Ford is doing, but maybe go to Budweiser stage and see a concert afterwards, or take a nice stroll down by the lake. Hopefully it's not destroyed by the stupid Therme project. But anyway, it's good. This is what I'm talking about. Doghouse, not classically a WNBA fan, but since his city's getting a team, he's going to check it out. And that's what I'm saying. That's how women's sports and the WNBA grows. Interest comes to it. And that's what it is right there. David saying, P.S., fuck you, Reggie. There you go. See, he was a Reggie Miller fan at the beginning of the stream, and it's all changed now. David has heard my spiel with Reggie Miller, and now he's mad at him. Well, that's just how it goes. Shine saying, amazing news, bro. Cheers from Milton, Ontario. There we go. Good to see you, Shine. And welcome every morning. We're doing live Toronto Raptors, NBA, WNBA, Team Canada basketball news, notes, and reaction on the Raptor Freak stream. And welcome to you. I hope you come and join us any day and just chime in whenever you feel like you want to say something. I think this is amazing news also. And cheers to you and Milton, my guy. I'm out here in Georgina myself. We're going to acquire Caitlin Clark. You know, I don't think that's likely. I think that her place on the Indiana Fever is a great spot for her. This is the perfect team for her to play for. It's very close to Iowa. So a lot of her Iowa fans can come to see her in the WNBA because Indiana's right there. It's just a perfect fit. In some ways, Caitlin Clark has that feel of Larry Bird, and being on like the Fever, the Indiana WNBA team, it's a good fit. I mean, I'd love to have her on our team. Don't get me wrong. She's a fantastic shooter, and she would be good on any team in the league. But the fact that she ended up on Indiana is absolutely great for WNBA marketing. There will be more young women coming up into the WNBA, and we will get our stars. Trust me, here in Toronto, we will get our stars. Really good to see you, Shine. Let's see. Fiercely saying, my daughter doesn't know this yet. This will motivate her big time. Big dreams for our national hoopers and others who are open-minded enough to see the beauty of playing in Canada. Yeah. You know, listen, I would think this. Let's think about this from all different angles. Are there going to be female WNBA players or kind of like NBA players and like, I don't want to play in Canada kind of bullshit? Maybe, maybe not. There may be some that are idiots and they're just kind of like, hey, I ain't going to Canada. It's cold. The stupid shit we hear about the Raptors. But I'll bet you, and more likely, a higher percentage of the women in the WNBA would be very, very proud to come and play in Canada and be a part of something so historic and something so different. In some ways, there is a luster and a prestige to playing for the Raptors because we are the only Canadian team in the NBA. Some people think it's a detriment, but some people look at it as like, that's pretty cool. That's really cool. And I'll bet you that there would be a lot of very open-minded young women that are in the WNBA that would be all about coming to a great city like Toronto, first of all. And then second of all, also, you know, representing a team from our city here in Toronto. So, man, I'm excited about this in all kinds of ways. Let's hope. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of similarities in different levels with WNBA and NBA and how it interacts with a Canadian franchise. But it may be not as bad as because the Raptors went through a lot of it and trailblazed through a lot of the bullshit. And the perception is better because of the Raptors. So it may be easier for the WNBA team to not deal with anti-Canada stigma like the Raptors have already done, because they've done some of the work already. Tom Duke saying, being much more affordable and new, this is such a great addition to Canadian sports. Yeah, I love this. that, in some ways on the streetcar line, it's so easy to access and get to this arena. In some ways, I love the idea of people like Fiercey and her daughter coming to those games and inspiring. Like, we don't know. Now Fiercey Salcera Jr. could be playing for the Toronto WNBA team at some point. Y'all, seriously. This is a dream that's going to be like Fiercey can tell her daughter today, like, you could be playing for Toronto in the WNBA. If you work hard enough and you do well enough, you can be there. That's amazing. That's part of it right there. That's making me tear up just thinking about it. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's real. When I think about Fiercey Salcera Jr., that is real. That is real. It's amazing. Doghouse is saying we should have had the first pick in the draft. Well, let's see what happens on Sunday. We have a 9% chance of having the first pick in the NBA draft. We'll find out at the draft lottery in 2 days from now. The NBA draft lottery is Sunday night, and we will see whether the Raptors will keep their protected pick from the San Antonio Spurs on Sunday when they have the ping pong balls fly around, and we will see where we pick. We could either lose the pick and fall out of the top 6, or we will be higher than the tops in the top 6. We could be 1 through 6, seriously. So we could be picking anywhere in there. Yeah. Now, when they do the draft for the WNBA team, they're going to do an expansion draft, and we'll be able to catch a couple players from other teams, but we'll get a draft pick also, and there'll be a nice draft pick. I'm sure we won't get the first pick because they may have rules about that. I don't know. We'll have to see how they handle the Golden State team coming in next year, because that'll very much, the process they deal with Golden State coming in as a new franchise the year before us will tell us everything about the process we will deal with as the new franchise from Toronto the year after. So it's kind of cool that Golden State's on a year before us on the schedule, because we can see how their process goes, and let's make sure it happens the same way for us as them. Then we know everything's on the up and up and totally fair. There's some bullshit, easier things happening for Golden State's WNBA team, and we're not getting the same treatment the next year. That's what I'm saying. We're going to pay attention to how they deal with expanding to Golden State, and they better do it the same way for us. That's what I'm saying right there. Yeah. Cool Cat saying, good morning, Rapid Free Crew, TGIF, WNBA Toronto 2026. That's right, Cool Cat. We did it. And boy, is our draft going to be fun this Sunday. Thinking about it, scouting players, learning more about this league, understanding the landscape of all the players and who's in that league, and maybe who we want in our franchise up here in a couple years from now. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be watching our WNBA Fantasy League with more interest than ever because of the news today. Yes, I will be. Fiercely said, I mentioned Teresa, but Larry as well. He made it happen. Such a blessing to have him believe in the vision. I mean, he's just a smart businessman. He's been a smart businessman his whole life. That's why he's one of the richest men in Toronto. I mean, I always sing this song when I talk about Larry Tannenbaum. He built this city. He built this city on concrete. And that's just the damn truth. Larry Tannenbaum owns a concrete company, and he built most of the city buildings downtown. He paid for that concrete and built those buildings. That's how he made his money. So he's a smart businessman. You think he's fooling around and trying to do something stupid? No, he knows it's going to be good business. It's going to be a good investment, and it's going to make money. Everybody who just says right away when they hear the word WNBA, it doesn't make money, you're wrong. You are wrong. In some ways, it's been around for so long, and it has had trouble making money at times, but it's on the upswing right now. And everybody who just poo-poos the WNBA says it's a waste of time. It's a failure. It doesn't make any money. You're wrong. You are wrong at this point. And that's amazing, awesome thing about it right there. Cool Cat's saying already she hopes to get a chance to buy season tickets for the WNBA Toronto. Right away, we already got people lining up. They want season tickets now. Yeah, they're going to get the payoff for coming here right away. People are going to love it, and it's going to be huge. G saying, I think Paige goes in next year's draft. Is 2026 Juju's year to be drafted? Anyone know? That would be wild to get her. So he's talking about Paige Buckner's and Juju. Yeah, there's some stars rising up in the college basketball ranks for the women. And yeah, we're going to have to start paying attention to this, G. What are the crops coming up around 2026? And also scout the existing players. Because in some ways you want to see the fringe players on teams, like maybe the six woman or the 7th person on the roster. Those may be players that we can pluck in an expansion draft. Once again, we'll have to see how they do it for a Golden State next year in their process And hopefully we have a very exact carbon copy process. So it's all on the up and up. Most saying the whole city is buzzing. Yeah, I am. I know basketball fans in the city are. Some people may not understand what's happening, may not be in the loop, but a lot of people are probably very, very happy. This is a great victory for women in Canada. This is a great victory for women in sports. This is a great victory for just everybody in basketball in general. This is a great victory for all of us. There you go. Tom saying, whoa, Paige in Toronto. That's right. We'd love to keep our homegrown talent on both teams. We got RJ and Kelly on the Raptors and Chris. Well, why don't we go get Paige and put her on that that Toronto WNBA team? Yeah, that'll be fun. She was in that Subway commercial with Scotty and Chris a couple summers ago. It was really cool. And of course, she's on Team Canada. So her playing for the Toronto WNBA team, well, it's a nice fit. It's a nice fit. Smooth saying, I get really emotional hearing the news because I remember the days when women were laughed at for playing sports. I'm so proud of the strides that have been made. So proud. There you go. I love that. I love hearing this from Smooth. I'm going to give him a 3-pointer. That is awesome. Yeah, I'm with you on this. I mean, listen, there's so many people that some people are just so cruel and pessimistic and just naysayers. And some people are gatekeepers. And some people are people that have held this back. And now we're breaking through. And it's just awesome. In some ways, it is so awesome. And I'm feeling what Smooth's feeling too. Yeah, dunk for Smooth. I gave him a 3-pointer. And he is now at 16 dunks for Smooth Brown Man. There you go. Cool Cat saying lots of folks don't watch Raptors, so they don't know OG's skills and Pascal's skills. OG has career best 40 points in MSG. Pascal as a Raptor had 52 in MSG. Toronto does not exist. Yeah, that's why I'm calling out Reggie Miller today. His old goofy ass, not understanding the reality of OG's past in the Toronto. Like, what's wrong with you, bro? You get paid to watch the NBA. That's not a hard job. Can you just watch the whole entire NBA? Why do you exclude one team in particular? You should be watching every team and know all of them. If I was in a field of study and I had to know everything about it, I would know everything about it. I'm just saying. In some ways, I know a lot about the Raptors because I want to know everything about them. And Reggie, you work for the NBA. You should know everything about the NBA. And the Raptors are in the NBA. So you should know about them. In the past, you were a really good analyst. You knew what you're talking about. Now, all your credibility's shot because you don't realize this about OG Anunoby. That's too bad. It's sad. In some ways, I hate seeing good people from before, people that I enjoyed in the broadcast, show their ass. That's what I don't like there. Yeah, there you go. You didn't know this? Reggie, you're not doing your job. You're not doing your job. Wayne saying, I watched the Knicks-Pacers game, and when Reggie said that about OG was professional malfeasance. I love that. He said malfeasance. Did he not see OG's shot in the playoff bubble against the Celtics? He must have meant something else. He said basically that he didn't know that OG had offensive chops like that. That's basically what he said. You're so dumb. There's been so many evidences of this. Do you not even just look at box scores in the morning, Reggie, after NBA games? Like, that's a really lazy way of doing it. You could do it that way, too. You could just be like, oh, I'll look at the Toronto box score. Oh, OG got 36 against the Mavs. You should be paying attention at least to the box scores because then you could see every once in a while, oh, OG had a big explosion that game. Part of the argument and the weirdness about OG is he is defense first. And if he has to put so much energy into the defensive side, his offense will suffer. Well, if he's doing really well and he's doing well on the defense and he has the extra in the tank, he can go off on the offensive side. And that's the side. That's the thing. I know this better than Reggie Miller. What's wrong with this? Reggie Miller, you should know this too. You should understand player profiles and who the people are in the league. When you were a player, you had to know your opponents, right? So why don't you just apply that to your job now and know everybody in the league like you had to know all of them in the league when you played, you dumbass? That's what I would say right there. Yeah, Stargate saying the U.S. media will never pay more attention to the Raptors unless they are at top 3 team in the league. The American xenophobia and over-patriotism runs their entire mental philosophy, even in sports. Yeah, that's part of the problem right there. It's part of the problem right there. This is the thing. We've been the top 3 team in the league. We had the best record in the league, and they still treat us the same way. It doesn't matter if we're the top 3 team in the league. Year after our championship, they were treating us the same way. Yeah, it's messed up. It really is about, like, they see NBA Canada being separate from NBA, and everything up here is supposed to be just us and our market, and that because we have such a big market up here, They shouldn't be giving us any attention down there because everything up here should be completely based around the Raptors for the most part. It's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. If there's 30 teams in the league, y'all need to cover them in the States, all 30 of them, not just 29 because one of them's in Canada. It's so stupid. So stupid. It just shows that these people aren't professional and that they don't take their job serious enough to cover the whole entire league. You know what they are? They're half-assing it. That's right. They're not like Kareem, full-assing it. That's right. Let's keep going. Cool Cat saying OG only got all defense talk when he joined the Knicks. Fred VanVleet's praise on Rockets. Pascal's Pacers talked about more highlights. Lowry pays. All happens when you leave the Raptors. Now, we'll disagree about this with OG. He got defensive team last year on the Raptors, and that was for leading the league in steals. And that in some ways, we can't say that totally about OG. He did get all defense while he was still in the Raptors. So, but yeah, Fred was getting praise on our team. The thing I want them to start saying is Fred VanVleet is the greatest undrafted player in the history of the NBA because it's just the damn truth. You can talk about Ben Wallace, you can talk about Moses Malone, but none of them are as great as Fred, considering who he is, his stature, and what he did and overcame, and what he has done in his NBA career. I'm sorry. The greatest undrafted player in the history of the NBA is not Austin Reeves, by God, nowhere near him. It's Fred VanVleet. And the NBA needs to start saying that. And you know what? If they don't, Fred's going to continue to do what he does, and they will by the end he's done. I'll bet you right there. Yeah, there you go. Stargate saying, Lex, they don't care if they look stupid to us up here. They don't give a flying F about how we feel up here. We don't count in their minds simply because we are not American, and I'm okay with it. We'll show them, and when we do, I'll be like Chev and be talking real spicy to all of them. Stargate's awesome. I'm going to give him a three-pointer. I love that. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you on this. 32. You got the Magic Johnson, Irvin Johnson, 32. Yeah, all right. I mean, I see what you're saying. In some ways, it's like we don't need them to validate us. We don't need them to validate us. In some ways, this is a strategic thing. If we're under the water and they don't want to pay attention to us, we have the element of surprise, like the Spanish Inquisition. But I'm just saying that, that's the thing. If they're not going to pay attention to us, well, that's a strength in a way. And then they get all like, whoa, they're better than we thought. Where are the Raptors coming from? Well, you didn't pay attention. That once again, this is classically what you guys always have done. You don't pay attention to us, you undersell us, and then boom, we go above and beyond. And you're like, oh my gosh, the Raptors, where do they come from? Well, we keep sneaking up on you because you're stupid. That's what it is right there. And in some ways, that's an advantage that can be gained. If not, yeah, we don't need their validation. I think you're right. And I like that way you're saying that, Stargate. It's just infuriating because in some ways, it's like, listen, you don't understand that OG was already scoring big games in the past, Reggie. What is wrong with you, bro? What is wrong with you, man? G saying, Angel Reese tweeted, change is happening. These ladies embracing the growth and in Canada. I love that. Change is happening partly because these youngsters are coming in to that league and they're making it really exciting. Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, it's exciting. Smooth saying, Kia Nurse might be captain of the team, I'm guessing. I don't know. We'll have to see. We can't just say all the Canadians come back to Toronto and join our expansion team. And Kia may not be available to us. We also have to understand, players' careers. I don't know if Kia will still be playing then. Who knows? She might be so big in broadcasting by then that she's left the game like Candace Parker recently, and she's doing just mostly broadcasts. We'll have to see how it all goes with the timeline of things, if she's available and if she's able to come to our team. There are a few Canadian players in the WNBA that maybe Teresa Resch is circling on her planner and trying to say, hey, how can I acquire these people? Maybe I can get them here. Yeah, there you go. Tom Dugas got number one, Canada, baby. I love it. Wayne saying, I don't know, Stargate. We won an NBA championship, and it meant nothing more but more contempt. This is true. But we just got to regroup and keep winning. That's our only course. That's why we're badasses. That's like, in some ways, we're like the protagonist in a movie. There's evil forces out there trying to hold us down. The odds are against us. And in the end, we succeed. And we come up and get it. That was 2019. In fact, guys, I really want y'all to watch my stream, my show from 5 years ago on this day. The Raptors had lost Game 6 to the Sixers 5 years ago today. And it was sad because it meant a Game 7 against the Sixers on coming Sunday. That, of course, was a game where Kawhi hit the shot and put them out. And Joel went running through our arena crying. Well, in the community tab, I have a very special Free Can Friday episode called How's It Gonna Be? And it's me asking my customers at the convenience store in Kensington Market, how's it gonna be the future? Because we just lost and it was tied 3-3, and game 7 was coming up on Sunday. And I was so blessed to have been graced by Canadian jazz icon and singer Molly Johnson on this date 5 years ago. And she appears on my show. If you love jazz and you know who Molly Johnson is, well, she was on my convenience store show talking about how it's going to be on that show. Had a lot of guests on the show. It's fun to see the little interviews of me asking people, what's the future going to be like? And some of the answers are hilarious, especially Johnny from Sea Kings. So definitely watch my stream. If you guys have not watched my anthology of the championship year from 5 years ago from my Instagram convenience store show, watch it today. This is a great episode to catch up and start watching them. We're on the home stretch of the championship run, and you will see day by day different reactions from me in real time as we go through the ups and downs of winning and losing against these playoff teams when we won the championship in 2019. You'll literally see footage of me at game 1 of the finals against Golden State on the 5-year anniversary if you follow that. So highly recommend it. And check out Molly. If you're a jazz fan and you love Molly Johnson, well, she's on my show from 5 years ago today. So definitely watch that. It's so good. It's so good. All right, let's keep going. Tom Dukas got Masai winning. I love that. Tommy, you're winning too. And I love that you're flipping things on a dime for me right now. 58 dunks for Tommy. We're giving Tommy a dunk right there. Let's see. Smooth saying, I'm not sure if Sarah Nurse is Kia Nurse's sister, but I do know their family. She's featured in a lot of Toronto hockey teams' marketing. It would be so cool to see Kia here on the basketball side. Yeah, I mean, what is she going to do? She's going to be on our broadcast with Leo and them. And then in the summer, she'll play for our team. That'd be awesome. We'll have to see. I mean, I don't know where Kia is in her career as far as how old she is and different things. We'll have to see how it all works out. I know she's had injuries also in recent years too. So hopefully she's healthy. Hopefully there's some sort of path to get her on our Toronto team somehow, some way. We'll have to see. Stargate saying, I have no sympathy for the Nuggets nor Pacers or any other team who is complaining about these league-controlled refs getting their instructions from on high, the league office. You have no sympathy for them? Yeah. I mean, it's happening. There's weird stuff happening. Like, it's very interesting that really horrible ref crew really, like, the Mavs won. That Kyrie and Luka kind of like beat the Thunder with Scott Foster, Ed Malloy, and James Williams as the refs. That's the most suspicious ref crew I've seen all year, playoffs and regular season included. You got the two worst manipulators of NBA games in the game, and a guy who on the down low is also very good at manipulating the game. And well, I think it's interesting that the Thunder lost on their home court to the Mavs last night. Yeah, that may be a little bit of the NBA power structure pushing down an upstart young Thunder team who's coming up a little too quick and too fast in the ranks of the NBA. And that Ed Malloy and Scott Foster are sent there to be police officers to kind of hold them down. I wouldn't put it past that. I didn't watch the game. I don't know for sure, but I'll bet you there was some steering by the ref crew in that game last night. I'll just put it that way. It may be a little bit more respect for an older player like Kyrie Irving. It may be a little bit less respect for a young player like SGA, especially the day after he came in second for the MVP voting. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Carlos saying, so what would be the name of our WNBA team? I have no idea. Because it's not going to be MLSC, it will not be connected to the Raptors. So don't expect a dinosaur name. It's going to be something completely different with different branding. It very well could have very different colors than our Raptors team. I don't know. The best example is Chicago. Chicago Bulls are owned by a different company than the Chicago Sky. Sky are not owned by the same people, and they have very different colors and a different kind of theme to them, Carlo. So I don't know. They're probably going to do a contest where they're going to ask the public should we name the team, just like they did with the Raptors way back, and we'll have to see what they come up with. It's a wide open slate. If it was MLSE in the ownership group for the WNBA team, I would say they're going to tie it in with the Raptors. But since it isn't, it could be anything, Carlo. It could be anything. Toronto Towers It could be a lot of different names for this team. A lot of different names. All right, here's where we're guessing the card of the day. It was Rich King, and I rightfully got it to Fiercey getting it right. Rich King, a no-name guy who played for the Sonics for like a year in the early 90s. Yeah. Stargate saying, I agree with Wayne. That's what I'm saying as well. We're on the same page. Yeah. Listen, the refs are going to be the refs. In some ways, they're just like the terrain of the whole league. In some ways, it's not fair for every team. Some of the teams get red carpets rolled out for them with the refs, and other teams like ours do not. But that just means we have the harder route, and we can complain about it and be bitching and moaning and not get anywhere, or we can go right through it and beat it, just like we did in 2019. So there's a couple of different ways to deal with this. And yeah, whining and bitching about the refs. Well, I like what Darko did when we played the Lakers this year. If you want to decide the Lakers going to win, well, why do we even come and show up? I mean, we did complain about it too. So we'll have to say that. We got to do that. Let's see. All right. Let's see. No. We'll go through all the classic card guesses. Cowboys here. Good morning, Lex and Raptor Streaks. Can't wait to buy a WNBA jersey. Let's go, Toronto. Yeah, I love that. I love that, Bradley. I love that so much. In fact, let's say real quick, ta-da. Ta-da Services, cleaning services, 647-833-6844. Franchise is available. It's springtime. You may have a lot of extra jobs you need to have done around your place, and you may need some help. If it's heavy, if it's a job that may be specialized that you don't want to get your hands dirty, well, you can call Bradley. He can come and help you. 647-833-6844. Ta-da. They are jack of all trades. They can help you with all kinds of stuff. Trust me. Yeah, there you go. There you go. All right, I'm going to skip through all the answers from the classic card stuff because we kind of already went through it. And let's see. No. All right, wait, it jumped ahead. Jumped way ahead, too far ahead. Way too far ahead. Guys, give me a cutoff because I got to go fill a ditch. Yeah, there you go. There you go. All right, sorry, Isaac. Fiercey did get it first. Yeah, it's all good. Fiercey saying, Reggie personally congratulated Scotty at All-Star Weekend. I hope he remembers and that it wasn't just for the views and clicks. You know what he said? And it annoys me. There's a lot of people, and people are already saying this about Anthony Edwards, that he's going to leave Minnesota. They got this guy. He's so good. In some ways, he has no reason why he wants to leave Minnesota. Things are going great there. And he hasn't even done anything there. And people are always saying, well, you know, he's going to leave Minnesota. I hate that. We know that people are already going to be murmuring and whispering to Scotty about things with Toronto. And I don't trust Reggie Miller being around Scotty at All-Star Weekend and being like that with him. I really don't. Fuck you, Reggie Miller. I'll say it again. And even though he congratulated Scotty, I remember that clip, and I was like, I had weird vibes from it. And I'm like, yeah, don't go near our guys, Reggie. Fuck you, Reggie. Yeah, he doesn't need your congratulations. Fuck you, is what I say. Yeah, yeah. Carlos saying, money talks. So if Kilmer Group gives an MLSE an offer so big, I hope so. That's the thing I want. If Larry can get a bunch of people. Now, the thing is, MLSE is not going to want to sell the team because the team is a cash cow. That's the problem, Carlo. They will have to want to sell the team. They're not going to want to sell the team. That team makes money. So that's the big problem right there. That's the biggest problem right there, Carlo. Now, if the team's shitty all of a sudden and really bad and loses value, maybe Larry can swoop in and steal it for a good price because they think it's on the downturn. And then boom, we're all the way back up. It's kind of the weird thing that happened with the Minnesota team, that they were about to sell to A-Rod and his group, but they got successful all of a sudden. And now they don't want to sell it because the team's making money and successful. Minnesota Timberwolves. Let's see. Nameless is here. Buongiorno, tutti strani. Tutti strani. Good morning to all you freaks. That's right. There you go. Buongiorno, nameless, from Carlo. Let's see. First, he's saying, judging from all the tournaments I've attended this past 2 years, girls basketball is extremely popular. I am not a bit worried about its sustainability in Canada. Haters, beware. And there's a hand for you from Fiercey Salsera. I'm going to put it right up in the camera. Look at that. Oh, you can see my little wrinkles in my hand. There you go. There, talk to the hand. That's right. I love it. Fiercey, you're getting a dunk for that. I think you're exactly right, too. As a rabbit hops by outside. Yeah, there's a lot of animals out there in the yard right now. I saw a little tiny squirrel with a big fluffy red tail. It was so cute. It's running up and down the tree outside. Man, when I can film these animals, I will at some point, guys. You will see them. There's a lot of activity out here. All right, Fiercey's got Wave 106.3. Wave 106.3, six surf rock and punk rock all day long. Let's go, let's rock. Yeah. Now Sex Pistols. And then the Ramones coming up in the next 5. Yeah. Wave 106.3. 106 for Fiercey. 106. Let's see. Nameless is saying, does anyone know the name? Please be Toronto Towers. Nobody knows the name. I mean, they haven't even officially announced the team, Nameless. This is just a little birdie has said this is happening. And we have it on good faith that this is happening. The official announcement for the team coming to Toronto is going to be May the 23rd. So it's still like 2 weeks away. They'll officially announce it. And then they'll start all the process of naming it. The team will not start playing for 2 years from now. So they have a lot to get together. The color scheme, the name, the nickname. They know where they're going to play, though, at Coca-Cola Coliseum down at the exhibition place. That will be where they're playing. Yeah. Most saying, way to go, Darko, with all the donations again. Refresh my memory, Lex. All right, cool. I'm glad Monique brought this up. A great cue card for me to read. Basically, Darko said he was going to give a certain amount of money for every assist that the Raptors got in this season. And, well, the Raptors broke their record for team assists in a year for the franchise. And they'll probably break it again next year. I'll bet you that Darko and Gaga will do this program every single year. It's the assist program. And what they do is they give the donations to 3 hospitals in 3 countries. One in Serbia, one here in Toronto, Sick Kids, and one in Memphis. And that's the fantastic thing. And they officially gave the money for this past year and all the assists that were made by the Raptors. And the money was a huge amount. I don't know the specific numbers, but they went through and they paid the money to the hospitals in those 3 places in the last week. So fantastic stuff. Coach Darko and Gaga, thank you, Rajakoviches, for your philanthropy and your help to those great institutions and helping people in major ways. Oh my gosh, they are life-changing. And the work that they do there is the work of God. I'm telling you right now, the stuff that is happening at Sick Kids and those hospitals is so important. So important. Thank you, Monique, for bringing this up. I did not want to forget to mention Darko coming through with paying his assist to the hospitals. Yeah, thank you. Nameless saying, don't F this up and name them after a gimmick. Do the right thing. Call them the Towers. I don't know. Now, if they give this to the kids, it'll be something weird. Like, what's hip with the kids right now? Are they going to be like the Toronto Pokemon or something like that? I don't know what's cool with the kids, like Jurassic Park was in the 90s. That could influence what the name is if we go by history. But yeah, I don't know how they're going to do this. Maybe they don't open it up to the public and say, what should we name the team like they did with the Raptors? Maybe they have some very specific ideas about what they want to do. Well, I just have to see. This is fun. The anticipation, the excitement of what could be possible with the WNBA franchise here in Toronto is exciting for sure. It's the beginning of a new beginning, and I love it. MK is celebrating too. I love seeing Meredith celebrate like this. I knew we would get a team. Big day in Canadian basketball history. Of course, our WNBA fantasy champion is excited about the WNBA coming to Toronto. Yes, and we'll have our draft on Sunday, Meredith, so be ready. 9:45 is when we do our draft live on the stream this Sunday in 2 days. And MK is going to be ready to try and defend his championship from last year in our WNBA Fantasy League. There you go. Yeah, he's celebrating for sure. I love it. Celebrate in our capital region of Ottawa. Yeah. Cool Cat saying women's sports growing globally. Lots of opportunities for girls to have an athletic career. Yeah, it's great. It's fantastic. And honestly, the interest is there. The competitiveness is there. In some ways, people are getting jaded with the NBA because there's a little bit of sports entertainment involved in the deciding things. And we want more pure competition. We want more pure kind of basketball. Maybe the WNBA is more our liking in some ways. You know, team play is important in basketball, and the WNBA has better team play in some ways than the NBA. And that's part of it right there. David's saying, I just went to the grocery store and saw a guy I know who works there. I told him we're getting a WNBA team. He said, who cares? I said, oh, we call you fans casuals, a.k.a. fake-ass bitches. Wow, David's getting feisty in public. You know, just don't get any fights or anything like that. That's funny. The guy at the grocery store said, who cares? Well, that's what I'm saying. This is what the WNBA and women's basketball has been fighting against the whole entire time. Nancy Lieberman Smith. Those kind of people have been fighting this whole ass time. Fake ass bitches. That's right. Nameless is saying we got a new component on the Raptors Freak Show. We got a new component. Yeah, there's a lot of new things I'm adding all the time, whether it's a classic card of the day, the birthdays, Leo's words of wisdom. Yeah, there's all kinds of new segments coming up all the time. In fact, let's do the Instagram stories real quick since you brought it up. Miles Burns has got some comments or something. If you out in public or something, he's quoting some song and he's got some highlights of him in the 905 jersey. Very cool stuff. Let's see who else we got. Thad Young has got Thad Young Jr. on blast. Of course, he's growing so fast. Thad Young Jr. looks like he's like 6'5" now, guys. Like he looks really big. I think Thad Young Jr. is going to be in the league sooner than we think. Precious and Koloko are both celebrating a gentleman at What If in Unlimited over in Africa. He had a speech, and they're very proud of him. Both Precious and Christian are putting him on blast on their Instagram stories. Delano is a rep in Kalani Jewelry. Of course, that's one of the sponsors of the Raptors and a jeweler here in Toronto. And well, Delano Banton loves the ice that they make because he's sporting it all the time. Let's see, Mr. New York City is still down in Miami planning this run. He's got a list of goals and stuff that he has written on his page. And oh, wait, I can see a little bit of it. He said that his goals on his list says for the 24-25 season, I will get a standard contract with the Toronto Raptors. That's what he got on his goal, is he wants to get a standard contract with the Toronto Raptors. All right, hang on. I want to read this more because this is important. I will make 3 times the money I made in my rookie year. Okay, that's one of these. I can believe I can almost read this, what he's saying. He kind of covered it up. What is that? I'm going to play, blah, blah. I'm going to donate some money is part of what he's saying. He's going to make a name for himself again. My fans and my impact will increase abundantly this season. I'll be making millions of dollars in 2024, 25. The contract will be the highest paid of any G League player. That's what he's saying. That's his goal for this year. And it has the Raptors included. So he's still in there mentally and still a part of our franchise. I love that. I love that so much. So Marquise is kind of showing us his goals for this year. I love it. I'm going to put a little heart on there. Oh, thanks, Marquise, for showing us your plans. And there he is. He's on the court. He's busy. He's working. He said, if you need me, forgive me. I'm here. And that's the court. He's back on the court. He's got a cool little net machine that rebounds the ball for him, so nobody else has to be there, and it'll shoot the ball back to him, and he can keep shooting. Of course, yesterday, the Raptors admin released the pick odds for the NBA draft lottery for the Raptors. 9% chance of getting number 1, 9.4% chance of getting number 2, 9.2% chance of getting number 3, and 9.6% chance of getting number 4. So, yeah, we do have some chances to get in the top 4. Let's see how the lottery balls go. DeMar DeRozan's got Above the Noise coming out. It's a book, I believe, on September 10th. Is a book that DeMar has written called Above the Noise. We want to support our guy, one of the GOATs, DeMar DeRozan, on all of his endeavors. And so, yeah, there's your Instagram stories. Oh, David Johnson has his hardest pick of his college career, and it's a nasty dunk when he was at Louisville. It looks real nasty. It's a crazy dunk. That's pretty hard. I'm not going to lie. All right, let's keep going. Isaac's saying dunk at Lex. Get positive. There you go, Isaac. There you go. We're getting more positive now. I'm out in the country. I've escaped the city, and I'm feeling more positive. I'm going to give you a dunk instead, Isaac. How about that? You got 60. I'll take one, too. Why not? You're going to give me one, too. I'm at 51. 51 dunks for Lex. All right, let's see. Who's next on here? David's saying, yes, Isaac, yes. And Namath's saying, Toronto is officially a basketball hub. You know, it's starting to become like that. I think the event Global Jam has been a big part of that. Obviously, the Raptors, obviously, Team Canada's rise. Now, a WNBA team coming to the city. Yeah, we've got some great collegiate women's basketball and men's basketball going on around our city. Of course, the CEBL is around now, too. So there is basketball business is booming in the GTA. And I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, D's nuts. Cool Cat saying, I won't call it a stumble. It's what happens when you rebuild. Remember, Masai said COVID set us back a few years. We saw the effects over the years. That's what I'm saying. I mean, honestly, our struggles in the last couple of years can be partly tied to the COVID stuff and relocation to Tampa, and also to a spy coach that was doing some shady shit last season, Nick Nurse. So there's very good reasons why the Raptors have not made the playoffs the last couple of years. There's very, very good reasons. When you have a season where every single game is a road game and you do not have a home advantage the whole entire year, yeah, are you expected to make the playoffs? Whoever was like mad at the Raptors for not making the playoffs when they were in Tampa, you're crazy. How the hell are we supposed to deal with a 82 game road schedule? Seriously, nobody talks about that enough. Seriously, it's crazy. No, how many teams have had to do that? One other team, and that was the Pelicans because of Katrina. They got relocated to Texas for a little while, but it wasn't even for the whole season like it was for us. Yeah, it's crazy. Monique is saying DeMar DeRozan's book is coming out Above the Noise. Yeah, I'm excited about that. He's doing great stuff with the dinners with DeMar, and now he has a book coming out. Good stuff. Cool Cat saying, yeah, that Luca presser was quite something. I couldn't help myself giggling. Luca's expression to die for. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch this. I'm gonna have to watch this. David saying, above the noise of a 10-year-old girl screeching. No, David, we know what this book is about by DeRozan. It's about depression. It's about overcoming your anxieties and fears to be successful and do what you do in the NBA. Yeah, I know that's a funny joke though in some ways. Stargate saying Teresa is 100% basketball. She ain't crossing the floor to hockey. She knows how hockey fans view basketball people. Look how they treat Gary Bettman and the things they still say about him. Yeah, that may be part of it. I don't know. Either way, I'm so glad she stuck with us. She didn't take the Blackhawks job, and now look where she is now. In fact, she would probably tell you this is her dream job, the one she's about to start right now. This is her dream job. She's wanted to empower women in sports all along. She went to work for Giants of Africa and the different international programs for the NBA, specifically to try and figure out ways to help women's sports in general. And now that door is swung wide open for her to do something herself in a huge way for a whole entire country. And that's an amazing, beautiful thing right there. If she had gone to Chicago, this probably wouldn't have happened like this. So thank God. Thank God she didn't get it. Yeah, that's awesome. Somebody from the UK is calling me. I don't know who that is. All right, let's see. Nameless is saying, Kyrie is effing good, man. It's funny because I always forget just how good he is. Then he reminds me. Why do I always forget about Kyrie? You know, he is. I mean, listen, off court stuff, weird shit with him, with controversies. Sure, he's a knucklehead. But there's no denying that man is a good basketball player. He's clutch, and he is one of the best ball handlers in the history of the sport, if not the greatest ball handler to ever dribble that ball in the NBA. So, yeah, I give a lot of respect to Kyrie. In some ways, LeBronto was on his shoulders, too. You can tell LeBron was this, LeBron was that. Well, Kyrie was there, too. And he was a part of that winning for Cleveland during that time, too. Yeah. Cowboy wants to name the team the Toronto Unfuckwithables. I don't know if that's kid friendly. All right, Tom's giving me the clip for Luca. Let me go watch it real quick here. All right, let's see what's happening here. All right, thank you, Tommy. All right, what a great producer. All right, let me put the volume. Oh, oh, no, oh, no, no. Oh my gosh. That is hilarious. That is so funny. You guys were right. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. All right, he's like, we shared the ball. They're sharing the ball. And then it sounds like somebody is like having sex in the alleyway or in the corridor or something. And Luca's like, oh, and he like, that is crazy. Oh my god, I'm gonna watch that again afterwards. I can't do it twice right now. That's hilarious. Oh my god, that's so good. Nameless is saying Kyrie is quietly like top 5 in the game. Yeah, well, his off the court stuff makes him maligned and kind of not given as much respect. In some ways, the NBA is not like feeling so comfortable with like marketing him as a top star because he's so controversial with some of the things he's done with his flat Earth and recommending books on Amazon. So in some ways they don't market him like they market LeBron because they can't, because he is a dumpster fire in certain ways outside the game. So yeah, but he is on the down low one of the most dominant closers in the game, and people don't talk about that enough. Tom saying Lucas Presser with the moaning. Yeah, that's hilarious, dude. That's hilarious. That sounded like sex, y'all. I'm gonna say that right now. That sounded like somebody was getting freaky near the press conference, and Luca's face was so funny. Oh my gosh, Luka Doncic like him and Nicola at All-Star weekend were like the funniest thing. They were like two stooges. They just needed a third stooge. I was saying that LeBron is Mo and Luca's Larry and Curly is Nicola. And they're like the three stooges. Like Mo's the angry one. And he, of course, that's LeBron. Yeah, these guys are awesome. Luca's got a really good sense of humor. And there are things about him that are absolutely hilarious. That's so funny. His face, he's like, oh, he went like that. Ah, so good. All right, Wayne's saying, Lex, go look at the referees in the OKC Dallas game last night. Not saying manipulation. Didn't watch the full game. Luka was on one leg. This is political. The new owners of Dallas are the worst people alive. This is interesting. So Wayne's taking this even further. All right, they definitely brought the hit job artists to Oklahoma City with Foster and Malloy being there. Now, Mark Cuban selling the majority shares of his team, the Mavericks, to a betting company is kind of forecasting something. We should very much pay attention closely to the Mavericks and see how they are successful in the next few years. If there's some sort of weird propping up by the NBA, well, there is probably some shady shit that Wayne Strainer is alleging right here. Yeah, this is very interesting. And I didn't think about this aspect of things. And I'm glad Wayne brought this up. That the owners of the Mavericks at this point are very shady because they're like they own betting companies. So how can this not be a conflict of interest? This is just as crazy as Congress people buying and selling stocks, knowing insider things about how they're changing legislation. This is the same kind of shit. Adam Silver, your NBA is the most convoluted mess of conflicts of interest at this point. You have an ownership group that is a betting company now for one of the 30 teams in the league. That is messed up. It's messed up. Kyrie is so effing good. It hurts. Mo's saying T-Mac's going to induct Vince in the Hall of Fame. It's only right. Cousin Love. Yeah, I love this news coming out. Of course, this is Raptor Freak news. Vince Carter's person who will induct him into the Hall of Fame is his cousin, his teammate from the Raptors, Tracy McGrady. And that's fantastic. I'm sure Tracy's going to do a fantastic job telling a great speech for his cousin. And it's just right. In some ways, I love this. This is very Raptors. This is very, very Raptors. That the Raptors cousins around 2000 are going to be connected in this way. It's only right. If they had had somebody else do the speech for Vince, it wouldn't have seemed right. It has to be Tracy. And thank you once again, Monique, for being awesome with the cue cards today. These are two very important things that I always forget to talk about. And Monique is making sure we're getting it spoken. There's 57 dunks for you, Monique, right there, for being so awesome and helpful on my stream. All right, let's see. G saying, breaking news, the Suns are hiring Coach Bud. Well, we knew this was going to happen. I've talked about this in the last week before this happened. Vogel will get fired, which happened yesterday, and Coach Bud is likely to come and coach the Suns afterwards. And also, Charles Lee, snatched up by the Charlotte Hornets yesterday from the Boston Celtics as their backup coach or the assistant coach. Well, now he's going to be the head coach of the Hornets. And when the Celtics go out, when they will, Charles Lee will be going to the Hornets as their new coach, much like Jordy's going to the Nets. So, yeah, so the coaching carousel is going on. This will be the third coach in the Phoenix Suns last 3 years, going from Monty Williams to 1 year of Frank Vogel, which was a mistake when they hired him. I said it last year. And now they've got Coach Bud, a much better coach for this team. I'm telling you, Coach Bud's going to do great in Phoenix since they hired him. And Frank Vogel was just a name. He's not a real coach. He needs superstars. And if those superstars don't like him, well, you're done. And I knew it last year. I was like, why are they hiring Frank Vogel? It's really because he got a stupid championship with LeBron and the Lakers once. Like that dumb shit. That wasn't even a real championship. That was a bubble championship. Like, this is stupid. Why did you hire him? Well, you get what you get, Matasheba. A year of wasting your time, spinning your wheels with Kevin Durant's career tick-tocking to the end of it. Yeah, you should have never hired Vogel. He was the worst person you could have hired last year. And you needed to get a young upstart. You would have been better off stealing Jordy last year. You would have been better off getting Fernandez last year. These retread coaches, you don't feel safe having somebody else? Okay, Budenholzer's a better choice, trust me. And yeah, now he can't go back to Milwaukee for sure if he's going to be in Phoenix. Yeah, that's good news. Name was saying, wow, gee, I guess he wasn't good enough for Toronto. Yeah, who? Budenholzer? Well, listen, he needed to take a year off. He was burnt out. He had coached for 10 years straight between Atlanta and Milwaukee, and he needed a year off. Nick needed a year off. Not gonna lie, Nick needed a year off, but he had to jump on that Philly train as soon as he could, and he couldn't get a chance. No rest for the wickedest, Nick Nurse. But Budenholzer needed a year off also. That's why Nick was saying stupid shit like, "Oh, it's been 10 years. I've been working for 10 years." Well, you've been coaching for 5 and assistant coaching for 5. But, Budenholzer really needed the time off, and he took it. His brother had just died, and he needed that year off. So he wasn't going to come to anybody that was open last year. He wasn't taking calls. If the Raptors had wanted Budenholzer to come and coach the Raptors last year, he wouldn't have answered our call. He wasn't answering anybody's calls because he needed a year off, and that's what it was. Cool Cat saying Larry has his own sports company now, and he's loved within the NBA community. WNBA Toronto is a great power move. Can't crush basketball movement. Teresa has the experience to run it. Yeah, I love everything. The picture that Cool Cat is painting is exactly right. Y'all, I got only 40 minutes. We got to get done in 20 minutes because I can't go over 2 hours. Let's see. Fiercely saying, when you advocate the right things, maintain a positive mindset, and focus on your vision, you stay young. Much love to Larry Tannenbaum. There you go. And I got a heart for him too, just like Fiercely. And I love what you just said, Fiercely. I'm going to give you a dunk, and I'm also going to give Cool Cat a dunk too. Both y'all with great sentiments right there. So Fiercely, you are at, let's see, Oldies 107. You like the Everly Brothers? You do like the Shy Lights? Do you like the Platters? It's Oldies 107.9 at the end of your dial. And Cool Cat. Let's see where Cool Cat is with her dunks at this point. She's got the 49. 49. There you go. 49. San Francisco 49ers for Cool Cat there. Yeah. Nameless G saying nameless. He may have needed a year off. Yeah, this is what I said. Man, G and I always do this. We always do this. We are like, Anyway, he needed a year off. His brother passed away. He just got fired. Who knows? Also, the Raptors needed a development coach for the youth, and not sure if that's Bud. Yeah, we got the right coach. Trust me. Iceman like Gervin's crazy. Darko is the best coach for the Raptors because he's going to develop us up. And then when we're ready to win, he can still coach us then. We won't have to make a switch from Casey to Nurse like in the past. He can be Casey and Nurse. Royakovich. He checks off both the boxes. Just trust me on this one. I know. Bobby and Masai did their homework. They understand this, that he can be both a development coach and a coach that wins at a high level when they're ready to go. That is the great thing about Darko. Darko's just all around A+. And people don't realize that because of his win-loss last year. They're going to realize it more and more in the years to come. Trust me. They're going to realize it real soon. Yeah. Let's see. C4C saying, I met JYD at the championship parade. Laugh out loud. Got tons of pics with him, too. He's awesome. I've met him a couple times, too. I'm Facebook friends with him. And he's even come and watched our channel before, guys. I know for a fact Jerome has watched the Raptor Freak channel, guys. So happy birthday, JYD. We love you in Toronto. We always will. And we are looking forward to seeing you come visit us this 30th anniversary season coming up for the Raptors next season. We're going to have a bunch of old alumni come through and say hi. And we definitely want Jerome Williams to come through and wave to the crowd and get the adulation of being a very well-loved former Raptor in our history. And you will get that. You know you do always, JYD. We still got that crazy mascot costume of you coming out in the crowd and waving to everybody. That's how much we love you, number 13. That's right. JYD's our guy. We love JYD. He's the best, isn't he, C4C? He's for real. He's exactly who he is. There's no pretense there. He's exactly what you think he is. He's that person in person. Cool Cat saying, I hope eventually Montreal gets a team and at West or East Coast. Yeah, it'd be great. I've always thought that it would be better for the NBA and the WNBA, and they knew this because they had Vancouver originally, if there's two Canadian teams, because there's a natural rivalry there. Now, I would say maybe Vancouver should get the WNBA team to be the foil of Toronto, and the new NBA team should be in Montreal. That Toronto and Montreal is a great rivalry in the NHL. That could be kind of mined, Adam Silver, if you thought about expanding to Montreal for the NBA. I'm saying the Vancouver market is dead for the NBA. I'm sorry, Kat, who made the Grizzly Truth. I'm sorry. Your market is dead and especially if Seattle returns. If Seattle Supersonics return, Vancouver will never get an NBA team ever again, but you could get a WNBA team. And we could start with that. Y'all get a WNBA team to foil with the Toronto WNBA team. That's a good idea. That's a good idea right there. Yeah. Nameless is saying, I believe Teresa is like the female version of Ujiri. Well, she's been studying under him for like 15 years, guys. She was with him before he came here. He was working with her with Giants of Africa in the mid 2000s. So she's been working with Masai on and off for almost 20 years. So the amount of time she spent with him, and as he puts it, she's the boss. I answer to everyone, Doug. I answer to you, Doug. I answer to Bobby. I answer to my 10-year-old. I answer to Teresa. He answers to everybody, Masai Ujiri. And he's called Teresa Resch the boss many times in the past. Yeah. Nameless is saying, here's my prediction that Teresa one day will be at the helm of an NBA team. I would love that to happen. And it could very well. You may be very well right. Yeah. Cool Cat saying, I'm a Leah Edwards, Angel Reese, Camilla Cardoza, Leah Boston, Caitlin Clark fan until WNBA Toronto 2026. See, Cool Cat's all about her allegiances. And she has her hierarchy of who she is rooting for. And we know Siakam's number one. Well, on the WNBA side, she's declared her interests and her favorites just now. But when that WNBA Toronto team comes, her allegiance is to that team. And that's what a real Raptor freak is like. We're for Toronto. We're for our Raptors. And we'll be for our WNBA team also. What great news today. This is a fantastic TGIF right now. It is. For sure. Wayne saying, damn right, Stargate. I know you know the drill. Let's say this. Cleveland take out the Celtics and then get your ass beat by the Knicks and Pacers. Knicks injury issues and Pacers misusing Pascal. Sigh. Yeah, we'll have to see how this all shakes out. I love that the Cavs won last night. I really do. Name is saying, I'm about to embrace this WNBA full-fledged. There you go. See, that's what I'm saying. We've got people like Dog Pound. We've got people like Nameless that have not really been interested in the WNBA. And now that they know that their city's getting a team, well, this is the exact same effect that happened to me in the early 90s when I heard that the NBA was giving an expansion franchise to Toronto. That day was done for me. I was a Magic fan the day before. And when I heard, I didn't even know the team. That's when I became the Raptors freak. I didn't even know I was going to be the Raptors freak. But as soon as I heard in the news, I saw in the paper, I said, NBA awarding Toronto an NBA franchise. That was my team. That was my team. I knew it because I was born in Toronto. I love this city so much, and I love the NBA way more than the NHL because I grew up down south. It was a marriage made in heaven. The Raptors became my team forever and number one. Well, we've got a WNBA team that's making us feel those same kind of feelings that I felt in the early 90s like I do right now. The fun about thinking about what's the name going to be and what is the jerseys going to look like and what's our color scheme going to be happening. That's what we're going to go through now with our WNBA team. It's exciting. And in some ways, it really does take me back to 30 years ago. It really, really does. It's cool. It's very, very cool. I love it. I love it. G saying, Nameless, you may be seeing Kia Nurse around more. And C4C saying Kia Nurse could come here. Yeah. Yeah, I know some of you guys like Kia a lot. Yeah, Nameless is getting all hot and bothered. Let's see. Nameless saying, Kia Nurse is my guiding star in the night sky. You know what, Nameless? I haven't given you a dunk in a while. You can get a dunk. I've missed you, Paisano, because I know you're not here every day. But I know when you are, I love having my Italian teacher here. So you're at 28, my guy. 28 dunks for Nameless. Cool Cat saying, more WNBA players go around the world to play, so some won't mind playing in Toronto. They're focused on growing the game. They're more business-oriented. Yeah, somebody's going to more likely want to come to Toronto than go to Russia, Brittany Griner. Oh, my gosh. The horror stories of some of the things like what happened to Brittany, they have to go very far because, the WNBA season is short and it's only in the summer. So in the other parts of the year, they are playing professionally for international leagues. So, yeah, they're not going to have any problems coming to Toronto. And if they do, well, we don't want them on our team. They'll just be like the female counterparts of the male knuckleheads that say the same stupid shit about coming to Toronto in the NBA. So, yeah, I'm with you on that. Stargate saying, I'm okay with either New York or Indy going to the finals. F the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Boston Celtics. The Cleveland Cadavers and the Boston Celtics. I love it. Stargate, all right, I'll give you a dunk. You're funny. I'm with you, too. I'd like the teams in the other bracket to get further than the two that you named also. I'm with you on that. 33, you got I guess that's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 33. I'll just say that. Why not? Let's see. Cool Cat saying the Coca-Cola Coliseum is an excellent location for summertime. Yeah, there's so much nearby to do. You can go to the game and go walk by the lake afterwards. So much to do. Cool Cat saying also for 2026, we could end up with Juju Watkins for WNBA Toronto 2026. All right, that's good to know. G thinks that's incredible. Stargate saying it's time we start calling these teams funny names, like how their fans like to call out teams. The Cleveland Cavaliers and the Boston Celtics. Yeah, that's funny. I like that you didn't even change the Boston's name and you still made it funny. That's name is saying it's a big day in the Salsera house. Big dreams in little Salsera's eyes. There we go. I love that. Yeah, that's funny. Wayne saying, is it sexist to admire athletic female players playing sports? What kind of person would admire sports played at its purest forms? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, all right. I guess it's the language of how you want to talk about it and how you want to think about it. Like if you're only commenting about their body or their looks, that's probably sexist. But if you're talking about their athleticism, maybe if you're talking about like their what they do on the court, that's different. So in some ways we got to look at them as athletes. You can't put the whole gender on them. You don't want to be a pervy guy and be like, "Oh yeah, I love this player." It's no good. That's not the right energy. I mean, secretly you could have crushes and fantasize. I don't know, but keep that to yourself. Let's be respectful. And you can have your favorites. But these are women that work very hard, just like the men on their side, to get to where they've gotten to. So they deserve the respect as professionals and as athletes. And we shouldn't just base them on their looks or, if they're hot, things like that. That's not the good way to deal with it. Most saying, apparently I read something this morning. Michael Porter got arrested. I don't know if that's true or not. What? Holy crap. Well, I mean, it's the family business, isn't it? Oh, the family business is incarceration. All right, let's see if there's any news on Michael Porter Jr. this morning about him getting arrested, or is it just some other stuff that's going on? Let me see if he got a DUI or something like that. I don't see anything, Monique. I don't see anything about Michael Porter Jr. getting arrested. We do know that 3 of his brothers are probably going to jail. He's got one already in jail for killing a woman, one that's going to be going to jail for betting, and then another one who just got picked up for DUI just 2 weeks ago. So, no, I haven't seen anything about Michael Porter Jr. Maybe you just misread the headline saying that another brother of Michael Porter got in trouble, and that was the one that just recently happened. Cowboys saying, this is so fucking awesome. Yeah, I love that Cowboys so very happy. Yeah. Nameless say most women are better athletes than male counterparts in the exact same position on average. Basically, women are more efficient. We're about to see some real good technical basketball. Women have better balance. They really do. I watch Survivor, and oftentimes if the competitions are balance oriented, women have an advantage. They really do in certain ways. But they're athletes are athletes. And if you're just really good at what you do, well, I want to admire you. I want to admire you. I don't care if you're male or female. Cowboys saying, I'll be going to the first game 100%, greet and meet. You know what? We should do that. We should do that. And 2 years from now, we'll make a date. There's going to be a Raptor Freak meet and greet going to the first game together as a crew. It may be tough to get that ticket, seriously, because it's going to be history. But maybe we can get it together and make it happen. We'll go as a group, and we'll come down there, and we'll make it an event, an official RFF event. I'd love to do that, Cowboy. I think that's a good idea. Name is saying, basically, if you're a male athlete as a kid, you probably just think it's cool. However, if you're a female athlete at the same age, chances are you're really, really good. It depends. It depends. It depends on the different sports and different things. I mean, you can't just say this blanketly, but who knows? Who knows? Name is saying, tu capito. I don't know. Stargate saying at Wayne, well, they will call me sexist because I have a crush on a few female track stars. Jasmine Camacho Quinn. She does the 100-meter hurdles, and she's from Puerto Rico. And Sydney McLaughlin, 400-meter hurdles, USA. Well, I mean, listen. I mean, you be you. You be you. I don't even know who these people are, and it's all good. Wayne saying, ditto, Stargate. I don't get the female bias in sports. My Caribbean background, we grew up watching females doing sports. Made no difference to us. Bring on the women. They play the right way. You think about Billie Jean King, Jackie Joyner Kersey, Mary Lou Retton. There's all kinds of great female athletes that push the barriers in their sports. Martina Navratilova. Yeah, there's a lot out there. Trust me. Yeah, I mean, guys, listen. You guys gonna be men, do whatever you're gonna do, but let's try and be respectful. And in some ways, if you're out of pocket, we'll call you on it. But if you're just showing an admiration for an athlete, well, you admire them. Fine. Stargate saying exactly, Wayne. We Caribbean folk are accustomed to it. Regular thing that. Yeah, ting that. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's cool. And that's great. You guys probably ahead in that culture. Then, dumbass status quo mainstream culture that's like, women this, women that. You're a lot more accepting already because you have time. That's awesome. That's good. That's good. Mo's saying W streams, W vibes. Keep at it always. Good times. Thank you for the cutoff, Mo. Good times approaching. Go Raptors for life. Go Raptor Freak strong. Raptor Freak crew strong. Go Teresa Resch. Yay. Yeah. We love you, Teresa. What a great day for you. Celebrate your victory, Teresa. And you too, Larry. You too. Nameless saying Anthony Edwards do the right thing. Stay. Yeah, I think he might. I mean, it's not messed up there. He's got a great cast of guys around him. He's got a pretty good coach, and they're doing things right in Minnesota all of a sudden. It'd be a shame after toiling for so many years, that market, that fan base, finally getting somewhere, and then he just up and leaves them high and dry. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see how things shake out. The NBA does try and convolute big stars to big markets. And it is looking like Anthony Edwards is ready to take that baton from LeBron James and be the face of the league. That's what they want, too. They're really pushing it. Nameless is saying sometimes young people don't recognize a wonderful situation, even when it's staring them in the face. I think Anthony Edwards is smarter than that, honestly. I don't think he cares about where he plays. He just wants to compete. And if he has a good chance to win, he'll stay there. Yeah, I don't think he's a whiner and crier either. So I think that in some ways, the way that he may get dislodged from there is just going to be some sort of evil bullshit. I think he's a good guy, and I think he very much is very happy to be a Timberwolf. I think it's just other people seeing bullshit and trying to say he's too good to be in Minnesota. He should go to another team. Yeah, those people need to STFU because they're the same people that say that kind of shit about Raptors that get too good and say, "Oh, he shouldn't be in Toronto. He should be in a better market." Bullshit, and that's part of what we're talking about. The anti-small market shit around the NBA is bullshit. Stop doing it. Yeah. Let's see. Cool Cat's got my cutoff again. I appreciate that. I'm very close. I'm like 3 minutes away from 2 hours. Let's see. Nameless is saying, here's a little life lesson. When an opportunity or situation works in your advantage, use it. I like that. Alley-oop to David. All right, we'll give David an alley-oop real quick. I got to work fast, guys. I'm going to run through these comments really quickly and try and beat my time. 102.5 edge. That's what David's got. He's got 102 the edge. Cool guy saying, Lex, you're dying of laughter on that Luca pressure. Yeah, that was good. You like my reaction there? That was funny. Nameless saying, Marquise should understand that he should keep his personal plans private. He will obviously learn that in life later. Not everyone is your friend, Marquise, even though when they portray themselves to be. I know I've worried about this with Marquise too. He's a little naive to put in his energy and his statements and communicating on everybody too much. This is a symptom of youth in general. Even me on this channel, I put a lot of information about myself out there, and maybe I shouldn't. Well, young people are like that with social media and the way that they come up, and it's just the new way it is. Tristan saying, no way, love to hear it. Tristan's very happy about hearing about the WNBA coming to Toronto. It's a big deal. Good to see you, Tristan. Smooth saying Toronto Skyline is a great name for the team, in my opinion. Well, that's too close to to Chicago Sky. The team that's in Chicago is called the Chicago Sky. We can't be the Toronto Skyline. That's too similar, Smooth. That won't work. That won't work. Wayne saying Sheldon Adelson has his wife as the owner of the Mavericks. Deal is to have them invest in the team, but keep gambling holdings separate. Cuban has minority stake. Didn't want to use his money for a new arena. Yeah, that's messed up. That whole situation just sounds really messed up. Country Kong saying, Lex, I made it. This is such incredible news. I can't even explain. Finally, I can share my support with the Raptors with the WNBA. What great timing. Wish we got Caitlin Clark. Bring us Paige Bookers. There you go. You go, Country Kong, and you get ready for our draft in 2 days on Sunday at 9:30 a.m. You better be ready, JP, because you're one of the 10. We got to get in there and get our WNBA teams picked this weekend. It's exciting now with the new news, isn't it? Yeah. Nameless saying women also have much, much higher pain tolerance. Yeah, pregnancy. They're even tougher than athletes than males on top of it. There you go. Boom goes a dynamite, Nameless. Country Con saying, I've been teaching my nieces how to dribble for years, bribing them with candy. Now I can just take them to a game. Now I get why Masai said he reports to Teresa and she doesn't even work here. Yeah, I love that statement when he said that at the end of the season. I reported to Teresa, and she doesn't even work here. Yeah, that's why, because she went to a Kilmer Group. Nameless saying, put your head in a bucket of ice water with a woman. The question really is, how much longer do you think a woman would last? Okay, well, let's not stereotype too much and just say broad strokes on things. But, there probably are some very tough women that can put their hand in an ice bucket and not flinch for a while. And Coach Khan saying, of course, I'll be ready, Lex. Let's go. Yeah, it's the weekend. So hopefully you can be there and no problems and getting up. Don't go out too late on Saturday. What I'll say. All right, let me wrap it up. I got 5 seconds. Once again, we're laughing at Luka and his presser and the moaning. The Toronto has won a WNBA expansion team and will be playing in 2026. Good job, Larry Tannenbaum and Teresa Resch. We love you guys. Reggie Miller, you're an idiot. I don't understand why you do not know that OG Anunoby has scored games like he did the other night before for the Raptors. Your blind spot on the Raptors is showing, and you're an idiot. And as the Knicks Nation says F you to you, I say it with them today. Yeah, the Suns have hired Coach Budenholzer, possibly as their coach, and the Hornets have hired Charles Lee. All right, let's see. Is that it? I'm going to get done right on time. Definitely check out my YouTube channel about the Kensington Variety VIP Club and see Molly Johnson guesting on my show today. It's in the community tab. The referees for the games tonight. The New York, Indiana game 3. OG's not playing, guys, by the way. James Capers is the crew chief. Kevin Scott and Brett Barnecki. On the other side of things, Denver and Minnesota, Tony Brothers is running the show for their game 3. Josh Tiven and Jason Goebel are the other 2 refs. All right, thanks for watching me. Happy birthday, JYD. And happy birthday to Malachi and Jeffrey Doughton Jr. Those are your Raptors birthdays. And thank you guys for watching me today. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you want to join the stream, join the channel, because membership has its privileges. All kinds of fun stuff happening. Yeah, let's go. Lex still doesn't get much tougher. Get how much tougher ladies are. Yeah, I will agree with you. I'm just saying we can't stereotype. There's different pain tolerances for different women, just like with men too. Yeah, Celtics. You meant to write it, but it auto-corrected you. I get it. You can go ahead and broad stroke it, bro. No, I don't want to do that, man. We're all individuals. We're all very different. We're like snowflakes in a snowstorm. None are the same. And we can't just generalize people. That's one of the worst things that happens in this world today. We're generalizing people into big, huge groups way too much. And that divides us. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Yeah, Paige Beckers. Beckers, that's how you pronounce her name, just like the old convenience store, Beckers. Okay, it's not Bookers. All right, I didn't know how to say it exactly. I appreciate you correcting me, Country Kong. All right, y'all, please like, subscribe, and share. I'll be back tomorrow. Saturday Share Love Club for Randolph Phillips and Canadian Dana. We're doing a birthday party for 2 of our great Raptor freaks this weekend. So I hope you'll join us. And Dana, I want to use one of your tattoo pictures for the cover picture. One of your Raptors tattoo pictures. So I'm going to ask you in the chat if I can use one of your pictures for the cover picture for tomorrow. All right, let's go. 1,000 times the pain tolerance. Women, WNBA coming to Toronto. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah.